I hate this shit. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Okay, now chat's back. There we go. It looks like I'm on two different streams again. Hey Annie, Mr. Simon, what's up, buddy? Doan, Ben, Oklahoma, Chris, Peter, how's everybody doing tonight? I hope this is gonna be a nice, easy live stream. I was running late coming back from that speech I went to, the conference, and okay, Pantheon 29. Thank you, Pantheon. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. That was running late, and we got a snowstorm here tonight, obviously. So I didn't get out till late. Her speech ran late, and I just got home. So right before I put the thumbnail up. So I apologize about being late, guys. I'm gonna give it like 2 minutes to let Pantheon let the other people know on the other stream what's going on. Hey Kyle, how you doing, man? From Vermont? Nice. Are you guys snowed in up there too? Jamie, good evening. What's up, buddy? Vincent, you were on the other chat. Okay, yeah. Pantheon said he's gonna go over and tell them. I don't know how every time I set up a live stream, this happens. Never fails. Never fails. Hey, Grace. Good evening. The guy's name is Carlos on Simulate and Trade. Yeah, I used to way back, but I can't do the robot voice thing anymore. And the graphics, just, I don't know. It's the same thing over and over again. It's hard to listen. He's got good info, though. I got no problems with his info. Send you the link. Yes, sir. Sorry. Hold on. Send the link. Invite guest. Here we go. Copy. And let me get him in here. Okay, T, you should be getting it right now. Floyd, good evening. Jamie, good evening. I'm sorry, guys. Casey Shaw. Going back here. Yeah, so sorry I'm late, guys. I apologize. And sorry we're on two different streams. You know, my life is a nightmare. It really is. It's Blizzard here. Okay, thank God. Hey, Susan. Tony's coming on, and I sent an email out to everybody. So it's open mic. I have a mass list of people that I send emails to. They know it's every Wednesday and Saturday, and I have them all on one list. So I don't know who will actually show up, but Tony's here right now. Laz, good evening. KC. Yes, it is a Boston accent. How you doing, Tony? That gave it away. Yes. Can I end the other stream? Yeah, if I knew how. I'm afraid to leave this because I'm afraid I'll never get back. Can I end the other stream? Yeah, if I knew how. I'm afraid to leave this because I'm afraid I'll never get back. No, it's not as messy as the streets. No, it's not as messy as the streets. Tony, you know you're up on the screen? I wonder if you can hear me. Tony, you know you're I know you.
Yes, I'm ending the one that you sent me before was paired. So it was on my channel. I got to end it.
Where do you think I could end it on my end? Jim, good evening. Don't forget the truth. Justin, thank you. Hammer, what's up, brother? Gary, good evening. Casey. CSI. Oh, it's double audio. I guess there's some feedback in your audio, maybe T, from the computer screen.
All right, should be good now.
There you go. Oh, it's on my side. That's what it is. There we go. Now we should be good. Can you do audio check? Now I got you in my headphones. There we go. Headstock Harem says, let's push this thing over the edge and squeeze. I am ready, bro. I need a vacation. Zonto. I love how Tony has to do the technical work on the other end that I don't understand.
We'll do a walkthrough this weekend.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. I don't know what's going on. I just don't.
I did this new one that you have set up. Also, I see it does have an option to pair it on my channel, so I'm just setting that up right now.
Okay. Gary, so I don't have Casey's information. I don't know if or maybe Gary, actually you sent it to me in an email, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we actually we got discussed about this in the last couple of days, so just hang on with that. Yeah, we're talking about that for sure. 100%. Oh, that's so funny. Now I see your pairs coming over. So you're the your people from your channel are purple from your stream. He's here.
How we doing?
I've been better. I'm an hour late, but
Did you have a good meeting?
Yeah, it was excellent. Yeah, she gave a really good speech. The crowd loved her. It was strange because I thought it was going to be a lot of older people, but it was a pretty mixed crowd. There was actually some younger people there, like younger than me, and then a lot of people my age, and only a couple boomers. There weren't. It was a very mixed crowd, but not a lot of. I thought it would be more boomers, and it wasn't. So.
I'm going to go to your other live stream if it's still up and tell them to come into this one.
Okay. How can Pantheon saying you're gaining more people in the other link? Can we end that link?
You have to go into YouTube Studio, click on the three little dots, and or wherever to delete that video. It won't affect but yeah, make sure it's the one that is not active has your fancy thumbnail. The new one does not have any thumbnail, I don't think.
Okay, so I want to delete the one with the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, let me do that so we can end that and no one goes there by accident. I mean, the weirdest thing is I never even opened YouTube when I came home. Okay. End stream. Yeah, I'll just delete it forever. That way no one can go in by accident.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I see it. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. The one with... okay, so the one that's on right now that we have 2,800 live viewers. Yeah, it should be this one, right? So I'm sorry, say it one more time. The one with the shitty thumbnail is the one to shut off, right?
The one with the pretty thumbnail is the one to shut off. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Delete. Forever.
Someone was asking about the chair. I'm assuming they're asking about my chair. It's supposed to arrive tomorrow. I got a FedEx tracking. And I also did, I don't know if you guys saw the post on my community tab, but Ryan Cohen is on board with the Chair Catalyst. Go check his Twitter handle. You'll notice the hidden chair in his name. Could be legend.
Really? Is that really true?
It is really true. Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He has a wooden chair in his Twitter handle.
So Gary, give me like 24 hours to get back to you about that. I know he's in the chat, but I don't have. I just need a little more time with it. I just had a really busy last 3 days, so I will get on top of it, and we'll get it figured out before Saturday night. You have my word. You have my word. All right, other link is done. Good. The chair cometh. Let's see. Let's get some things on here. Can we talk about people are listening to him? So the only thing that I saw was something about he was upset about blockchain, that we don't have the shares on blockchain, and I don't know what to tell you guys. We're not set up for that yet. That's not ready to go.
He put up like 8 more videos tonight. I would suggest that we just stop talking about his fairy tales. He's literally making shit up. What if tonight's thesis was, what if, I was just thinking, what if all the shares are already being tracked on the blockchain, and that's how they're closing out the synthetics? Yeah, I mean, he's making up fairy tales. You guys, I'm getting sick of answering bullshit about Lou.
Are already being tracked on the blockchain.
You got feedback, CSI. Put your headphones on.
I mean, he's making up fairy tales. You guys, I'm getting sick of it.
I should have waited a second. I'm going to turn them off for a second. Go ahead, Tony. So blockchain, he's saying that we should already be on that right now, and that Adam Aaron's failing us.
He said, I'm just been thinking and consulting with my big brain people. What if everything AMC is already on the blockchain? They're already tracking it, and they have them parked somewhere else. I mean, it's nonsense. I don't even want to talk about it.
That's really outlandish. He's really stretching with that. Kiwi Girl says we can see through the BS. Thanks, Kiwi Girl. I'm glad. It seems like some of us are still, well, you know, some people are new to Lou, so I get that. I know some of you guys don't know, haven't been in this for a year. You haven't followed him this whole time. I get it. So, you know, don't feel bad about asking. It's just hard for us to keep talking about these, you know, having these talking points repeated over and over and over again. And people he's sending you guys. He's literally saying, go out there and clean up YouTube. He's saying that to his audience. Like, what? Are you nuts?
Go out and clean up all the people that are correcting my bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's what I always say. That's what I always say.
If he'd stop putting out bullshit, we wouldn't have to talk about him. But the fact that he puts out BS and people sense that it's BS, they come here and ask us because they know that we're actually trustworthy and do real DD. But it really gets old at a certain point.
Yep.
Not answering your questions, but having him put out nonsense nonstop every day.
I know. All right, I'm gonna bring CSI in real quick, see if his audio is good. Your audio good, CSI?
Yeah, I think so. What the problem was,
there you go.
I was watching your channel at the same time the stream was going on, and I muted that channel, so everything should be good now.
I figured as much. How you doing? How you holding up?
I'm doing awesome, man. I just love life, love AMC, and love all y'all.
Right on. Same here, bro. Same here. I'm just exhausted. I'm wiped out, but I am excited. I've been waiting to get on with you guys and talk to you to see what's going on. I don't know, CSI. What do you think about today? What are your feelings on today? What do you think about? Let's just get this blockchain thing out of the way. What's your notion on that? Do you have anything to say on that? Any thoughts?
Lou's new videos?
Yeah.
Okay, here's my take on it. First off, he's right. I'm not the smartest or the sharpest knife in the drawer. So when he starts talking all that shit, it's pretty much over my head. But I know when shit ain't right either. And to think that they have our shares or all the AMC shares parked over here and they're using it to do this, to get rid of the synthetics, which are where? In your account, my account. Okay. Well, how are you going to swap out 5 billion synthetic shares that are in people's accounts with 513 million shares. It's not possible.
Speaking of which, did we get the right number, Tony, on shares? Is it 516?
It is definitely 516. It's in the annual report. Let me see if I got an email. No, I didn't. I emailed investor relations to confirm my suspicion that those were probably shares that were added to the float because of executive compensation grants. That's my guess, but I don't have a definitive answer yet. I'm waiting for AMC investor relations to email me back.
Okay. Okay. So we're still waiting on that, but as of right now, according to what we know, it is 516.
Without a doubt. Not all the websites have updated. Ortex shows 516, and I verified it was in the annual report that just got released also.
Okay. All right. So it's definitely not
Where
a
did 3
glitch,
million
right?
shares come from then?
That's what I'm trying to find out. I couldn't find they were added on February 24th, and I couldn't find any press release or anything in the annual report that said why or how, but I'm assuming it has something to do with executive compensation granted shares. That's just a guess. I don't know. I always thought that those came from a pool that they were already holding in authorized shares. But this has been a question I've had for 9 months. Now we actually have some meat to go chew on and ask them questions about. So as soon as I know, I'll let y'all know.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. We should definitely know that. Pantheon said, Grace, you know I love you, right? I'm just going to put that out there. I just received a text from someone. Common Sense Investor says, oh,
while we're talking about shares, real quick, while I was looking for the answer to the 3 million, I did stumble on something that was in this year's annual report and last year's also. About halfway down into the annual report, I forget the page number of this year's. It's in the 30s. Did you guys ever see that footnote that in accordance with Delaware law, the company is authorized without shareholder approval at any time they wish to issue 50 million preferred shares?
Where did you see that again?
It's in the annual report this year and last year, and probably every year before that.
No, but
I'll do a follow-up when I get the answer to the 3 million. I'll do a follow-up and post that in a video, hopefully tomorrow. But that's most definitely in there. Apparently, they can issue 50 million preferred class shares at any point they wish. So great. Without our approval.
Without our approval.
Yes.
Well, why didn't he use that the first time? He was only asking for like 25 million the first time, right, Tony?
Yeah, I don't know if maybe because it would piss off the common share, the common class stockholders. Preferred class has additional rights to it, and it dilutes the common stock even more. Sometimes they have more voting rights. Sometimes they can even vote on things that we can't vote on. So I don't know. I just never have noticed that footnote before, but it's been there at least this year and last year. That's different than the 20% rule that Pantheon was talking about.
It is. I was going to say, is it different? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. What happened today? Someone said squeeze no later than the end of the month.
Who said that?
Let's see here. Or maybe end of June 2022. People putting dates out there. Yeah, I know Webstar. Yeah, Pantheon's been talking about that as well. Yep, absolutely. Yes. Let's see. I'm trying to pull these up, guys. They're coming up really quick because there's 3 different streams in here. We got CSI stream, And Tony's stream is going. CSI, what color are you? Are you purple as well? Is everybody purple besides mine? Is that
What do
how
you
it
mean
goes?
purple?
I see
Like when I'm
blue.
looking at the chat on Restream, yours and CSI's subs come up as purple in my live stream instead of black.
Maybe
Yeah.
because they're coming from our channel.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. So I'm trying to break these up, guys, and make sure that Tony subs get in, CSI's, and myself. So just be patient. I'm trying to go through them. They're going really fast. Really, really fast. Okay.
This is pretty awesome to have paired them like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. And that way it's nice because once I send out the email, you guys all get at the same time. You can just jump on at your leisure, and jump off at your leisure. And again, we don't have to schedule anything. So like if you're in the mood, then you come on. If you're not, you're not. It's not like we're waiting for CSI, it's 9:30. Where is he? Usually they're waiting for me, but it could be you someday. Could be you someday. Pantheon said the preferred shares were approved for use. Hold on. What'd you say here? King Ralphie, thank you. Let's see. First shares for 2000. Trying to catch this. The original 2000 IPO. Good to know. Let's see here. Someone said this play has become that girl that you always wanted to date. She keeps rejecting you, eventually she may give it up. I think AMC is gonna spread them sometime for us. The sooner the better. I really need a vacation. Let's see.
Wear that hoe down.
Do the synthetic and real shares look identical? You mean in your portfolio? I'm assuming that's what Maggie's asking. Like, we can't tell, right? And according to what we're looking at, we have real shares. And I would think that, I don't know. What do you guys think? Does time have anything to do with it when you bought your shares? Like for the guys that got in before June, does it matter?
You have
Really?
no idea. You have no idea on any given day if you're buying a real share or a shorted share.
Right. Right.
There's in my humble opinion, this storyline that if you bought before June 3rd, you have real shares, and if you bought after, you have synthetic.
Doesn't
I
matter.
don't believe that.
Think how many shares have been traded back and forth since then. I mean, you're talking billions and billions. How could you possibly know? So don't sweat that too much, guys. Don't sweat that too much. Let's see.
It's gotten people so paranoid. They're like, should I sell LIFO or FIFO? Like it does literally doesn't matter. If you got a share in your account and you sell it, it's not going to distinguish between real or synthetic. It's just you're selling the share. And if you shorted a share, if you're a hedge fund that's shorted, all you need to do is buy the opposing transaction. All you got to, if you sell, you got to buy. Think about if you were doing it in your account. No one goes and asks you to verify that you found a real share to close out your short. That's just ridiculous.
It is. It is.
Are y'all familiar with what I teach about real and synthetic shares?
Go ahead and tell us real quick.
Tell us.
Is this the cookie jar example?
Yeah, the cookie jar example.
Yes.
Inside, if you bought January last year, you went in this bucket. If you bought January this year, you went in this bucket. When you bought this week, you went in this bucket. Real shares and synthetic shares are like black and white. And inside the bucket, it's gray. That's why we can't, they're mixed in together. That's why you can't tell the difference. But once you sell, they have to produce a real share out the bucket. And they keep doing that until all the shares have been sold and returned. And then all that's left in the bucket is synthetic shares.
I like another analogy. Think of a game of musical chairs and you start out with 10 real chairs and someone just keeps on adding chairs into the circle. But at some point, you're going to take chairs away. It doesn't matter which chair gets taken away, but at some point you're going to get back down to 10 chairs, right?
Eventually. Yep.
And they are literally playing a game of musical chairs. They're going to have to go in and buy back those shares. It doesn't matter which one of the chairs in the circle they pick. But at some point, there's only 10 left. That's
Right.
when you're down to only real shares, real shares.
Real shares. But what? I'm sorry. Did I think I missed the update on your chair, Tony. What did you say was the update? It was
It's
coming.
supposed to arrive tomorrow by 3 p.m. according to FedEx. It's in Fort Worth right now.
I would take it. I would take
I'll
a
be
squeeze
right back.
tomorrow at 3. Yeah,
I'll
sure.
be
Go ahead.
right back.
Yep. Let's see. Why don't we have? Oh, here's a good question. We were just talking about this. Why don't we have better representation on the board of directors? So me and Tony were just talking about this the other day. We were saying when retail owns, according to Adam Aaron, 90% of AMC, right? Retail investors. We have the uber majority of shares, and we have zero representation in boardrooms. That is something I think needs to be addressed going forward, because whenever in the history of retail have 4 million individual, or however many individual investors own 90% of a company and had zero representation in their board. So me and Tony did talk about this. Obviously, we would have to, it would have to be some type of union thing. I mean, it's got to be, it's in the very beginning stages. We're just kind of just brainstorming to try to think, how would you do that? Tony, what did you think of anything since then?
I think what I told you when we were talking about that the other day was my only
in the dark pool.
my only thought would be, like, we can't even get enough people to log the float. How are we going to get enough people together to pool all our shares into one board seat?
Right. But we
And
said,
how would you even financially make that happen? Because it'd have to be one pool. You'd have to have like 10% of the company.
right.
I don't know
Like
how
Cohen
we
just
get
did, right?
50 million
Same thing.
shares together.
Right. Because what did Cohen just got 9%, and now he's a board member, right? For Bed Bath?
Theoretically, I mean, according to the articles I read, he potentially can get a seat on the board now. Yeah.
Yeah, I read that too.
What do you? Did we ever discuss what the purpose behind that was? Why was he getting into BBBY? Something? Does he think there's potential for make money?
Well, I did a video on it. My take was based on the articles that I read about it. He can break up the company as one option and sell off the Bye Bye Baby brand. And by the letter that he wrote to the board, Bye Bye Baby is worth the current market cap of all of Bed Bath & Beyond. So imagine if you get a seat on the board, convince them to spin that off, you get all your money back, and you still have Bed Bath & Beyond as a remaining asset, which you can go in and fix up, and you have some remaining intrinsic value. Or he wants to have the whole company sold to private equity at a premium to the shareholders. So he's looking at really cheap shares that he can sell for a 20, 30, 40% gain or more, depending on what method he chooses. And then his third option was just tighten up the plan that the current CEO has been working on. It's not working. So his third option was let's fix a strategy that you're working on to fix the company, because it's not working.
Kid's smart.
He's
a smart guy. Let's see. I think CSI, you might be on a slight delay. Dave here is saying, only because you clowns tell everyone it's not safe to log the float. Do you mean actually using log the float, the website, Dave? I think we just didn't know enough about them at the time.
That's DRS, right?
Yeah.
No,
DRS.
Log the Float was Jackson Hunter's website. I've never addressed. I've never told anyone don't use Log the Float.
Say Technologies was a DRS, right?
What?
They were DRS and AMC shares, and they made them stop. They said they couldn't do it no more.
Yeah. What am I thinking of? What was that company?
AMC.
DRS is Computer Share.
Computer Share. That's it. That's what I'm thinking of. Computer Share. Thank you.
We got Computer Share. We got Log the Float. We got Say Technology. All three of those were barely able to get more than a few % of the total investors. So I don't know how we could get everybody together. how do we have the outreach to get enough people in a pool to get a board seat? I don't know.
It's so
I don't know.
tough.
If it'd be interesting for someone to do the research and see if that's ever been done. Retail snagging a board seat.
Yeah, right. I mean, I just can't think of another time in history where that would have been possible. Yeah. Yeah, I will see if I can look into it. Someone said here, Say Technologies got bought by Hood, right? Yes, that is correct. It's Say, S-A-Y-E, not S-F-A-E, Jeff. But yeah, yes, that's correct. Hood bought them the day after Q2 earnings call, or the day before Q2 earnings call, right? Right, guys? Do you remember? It was right before. Right before. Hey, Froggy Styles, what's going on, buddy? Let's see.
There's a good question. Someone asked, is it possible for them to short it to zero if we own 90% of the float? That's a good question. Talk about, someone should talk about that video. Who was it? Lion Trader, or someone put up the video about the dude that bought the float of a penny stock.
I saw that. Yes.
He bought the entire float and then it
And
traded
next
32 million shares the next day.
I saw that. That's crazy. And then like 26 million the next day. Like, geez, what was that? 2004 that happened. That's 18 years ago. This has been going on a long time. A long time. Jeez. I can't believe that. I don't know where you found that article, but yeah, I just happened to catch that this morning. And I was like, man, this has been going on a long time.
Today too. He bought the whole float, and then the next day the whole float was traded.
That's fucking insane.
Based on that story alone, I literally have no faith in the stock market and what they are. I can't confidently answer your question. Could they short it to zero if we own 90% of the float? Because this poor SOB bought the entire float, didn't trade a single share, and watched 32 million shares trade the next day.
How is that
How's
possible?
that possible?
That's
the
so
question
crazy.
is, what did he do about it?
Yeah, I didn't get to the end of the video. I don't know. Did anyone know how it turned out?
The DTCC basically told him, sorry.
You're kidding me.
They didn't do anything.
Wow. In 04. That's why I think you guys hanging all your hopes on Gary Gensler is a mistake.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm sure he wants to be the savior of retail, but he also wants to keep his buddies happy.
Well, did you see? Did you see?
Hey, the new guy. Thank you,
Stewart.
brother.
John Stewart.
Hold on, I gotta read this question real quick.
Okay.
CSI. Hang on one sec. You can go right after me, I promise. Let me just read this question. Guys, what if the crypto coin gets its grand opening by giving at a discount on the toke, and you only get 1 token per each share you can prove you own? That's interesting.
So there's different types of crypto strategies, right? You could do a tokenized crypto where it's tied to shares, or you could do a straight up crypto, just like release a token, not tied to anything with the stock.
Right.
And what I've been advocating for is just a plain, simple token.
Just on the open market, right? Just put it on, get it up on Coinbase or somewhere, right?
Yeah, because I think the legal implications, the legal risk for AMC getting sued is much less. If you tie it to shares, then it becomes like a dividend thing, and a hedge fund could go in and sue you saying, hey, you're trying to squeeze us out of our position. But if you just issue a crypto coin that people could buy and trade in the open market, and you use it to buy things just like Doge or Shiba, that's so simple, so easy.
Right.
And if AMC keeps some on their books, just like the founders do when they create a project, then AMC gets rich while we're buying the coin to use it. And at some point when they got enough money, they can sell their coins into the market and pay off their debt. That's why I like the simple crypto coin, but I'm not opposed to a tokenized coin that's tied to shares. I just think it's more complex and more legal risk than maybe Adam Aaron wants to take on. I'm fine with any method.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead, CSI. What did you want to say? I'm sorry I cut you off.
I forgot.
Oh, man. I don't remember what you were going to say.
Time for the notebook so I don't forget again.
Okay. My bad, man. Sorry. Someone said, how do they cover if we hold all the shares? How do they cover if we hold all the shares? So we don't hold all the shares, right, Dario? We know that there's, well, I mean, we only own, according to the latest report, is 90%, and we know that number is not correct. But we also know that there's more shares out there than the float right now. So there are people out there that are selling right now. So if it gets low enough, they can start to cover. Let's see, right? Is that am I correct on that? There's no way they could do that possible, right? I mean, we would have to start selling our shares for them to be able to do that. But ultimately, right, there are some shares out there that they can start covering with. There's plenty of shares out there they can start covering with. Just not ours.
All they need is someone to sell them a share to cover. Doesn't have to be our share. Could be a synthetic.
Right.
All they need is to say, look, I bought a share.
Could be from an institution.
As far as the DTCC is concerned, if it's circulating, it is a legitimate share.
It's in existence.
The only one that cares is the person that loaned it to you. You got to show that you closed it out by doing a buy.
I needed some more.
It's all good. Let's see here. Would a reverse split force them to cover? Would a reverse split cause them to cover?
Reverse split or a split, either one does not financially change anything. It's just fuzzy math. The market cap and the value of a share does not change, just the fractions.
Gracious reminded me what I was saying. John Stewart. John Stewart. Did y'all see John Stewart's video on where he was interviewing the past chairman of the SEC?
Yes.
And he was talking about, man, we was trying to fix this shit, and we was trying to fix this shit. I tried to get the policies out there, but these billionaires, and then if they go drop $500 million fucking dollars when they get together and combine their wealth, I mean, there was nothing he could do. And I don't believe in none of this proposal shit. I don't think Tony does either, where you're supposed to, we got these proposals and we can comment on it, and it's going to be 2024 before it could be implemented and shit. So what's 2024 going to help us?
That's not the date they gave, was it?
Well, it says that Tony can explain it better, but it has a April 11th for the NSCC 2021, April 24, and then it goes all the way up to, it can be held to 2024, right, Tony?
I mean, any regulation can be held up for a long time. Look how long we've been talking about NSCC 2021-10, right?
That's going to be the
comment.
May.
Once the comment period's done, when the comments period's done, if there were no comments, they could just send it back to the Federal Register for final status right away if they wanted to. But if there's comments, and they, especially if they're from institutions that they need to evaluate and consider, then the process could drag out for months or a year. Yes, it could drag out. I don't know, maybe 2024. I'm not trying to put a date on it. I'm just saying it's not happening March 3rd or April 3rd even.
It's not.
I'm saying
these regulations are smoke and mirrors to keep us pacified. But we still should do our part and go comment and tell them how we feel, that we 100%. Thank them for trying to do 100%. But
like the guy said on the phone, if you don't add anything to the conversation, they don't even have to pass it. They could just say, well, you know what, we got 20 comments from the public. Seems like they don't care about it. Let's just let's vote it down. And then it doesn't get implemented at all. Not only was it not implemented weeks ago, it's not going to be implemented in weeks or months. So,
but I'm going to reiterate what I say on my channel is that I never got in this play counting on a SEC regulation to be a catalyst.
Right.
So all of this nonsense about regulations is clickbait for somebody to make 12 videos a day and get you guys all spun up. And that has 0% of my reasons for buying the stock or my reasons to expect a short squeeze. Could it happen? Could it be a bonus? Could it be a sweetener? Absolutely. Am I excited about all the upcoming transparency regulations?
Sure.
Absolutely. But are they anything I'm counting on? Absolutely not. Never were.
Now, when you say clickbait concerning the policies and regulations, you're not meaning like where we make videos or I make video on how to go comment. I mean, that's an important aspect.
No. I'm talking about the people who read a post off of Reddit and say, look, guys, this regulation is going to be a game changer starting tomorrow or starting March 3rd or what have you. You know, people that aren't doing any real due diligence. They're just regurgitating information to have a video for that hour of the day.
Yeah. I try
everyone's asking, can it squeeze? Are we screwed? Is it's gonna happen? Look, guys, we are in a good position. We've been in a good position. We still haven't dropped back down out of double digits, and we took a beating from, you know, November till this week. We've been getting hammered, and we're still hanging on. So I don't know.
I want to give another brief shout out to XXX Marine, XXX. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. He had another video, 2 of them, in fact, today. And he used to be on Twitter, but he's doing some YouTube now, and he's hammering home a point which we don't talk about enough, that people are getting mad at Adam Aron and impatient because they think it is the CEO's job to force a short squeeze, and that is not in his job description. And everybody is getting pissed off and impatient because this is taking longer than they expected, and then hating on Adam Aron. Adam Aron's job is to fix the company, get it profitable, and get the fundamentals fixed. When he does that, which is his actual job, the short squeeze will take care of itself. And the other thing I keep on seeing on Twitter and in comments and everybody's videos is, why isn't Adam Aron requesting a share recall or a share recount? And just to touch on that real quick while Massalorian's gone, the company cannot do a share recall. Share recall is done by lenders.
Whoever owns the share.
Right. The prime brokers or anyone who's lending out the shares, which there's dozens of them. They own the shares. They are the only ones that can do a recall, and you're never going to get them to all agree to recall their shares. So you can stop asking Adam Aron about a share recall. That's not in his purview.
A share recall, in my opinion, is only going to happen if they were to, and they're not, implement the crypto coin you was talking about earlier, and you had to have your share, log it in, get the coin, then they would recall the shares because they want the coin. But other than that, I don't see why would they? I mean, they're making money off the interest.
Yeah, they loaned them out to make money. They have no interest. They have no desire to recall them. So you can forget about that. That's and right. Stop asking Adam Aron to do it, because he can't.
Because if Adam Aron was to do a count, he can only count up to 516 million, and that's going to be the end of it.
Chris M says GME squeezed without any new regulations. Amen, brother.
That's right.
Right on.
I said that in one of my videos. We didn't have regulations. We didn't have policies. We didn't have recalls. We didn't have all this other shit. It just went.
That's why, I mean, all the regulations are good. Don't get me wrong. I've covered a few of them.
That's right.
They all make incremental improvement. They all remove a little bit more risk from the market, give us a little more transparency, but none of them
make me feel good about the next play that I'll be in, because it'll be transparent.
Transparenter. But none of them are game changers. None of them that I've looked at are game changers. They're all incremental improvements, which is good.
Lupe's got a point. Someone asked, why is it, hold on, where is it here? Jeez, this thing's quick. Oh, here
Good
it is.
idea.
David
Good
says,
idea,
how
Tony.
long before you can, Jesus Christ. It's really fast coming in the chat. Getting up on the screen's a whole different
Good
ballgame.
God, the chat's going by so fast. We can't keep up with it.
Crazy. All right.
You know, we're in a position now where in the past year, all we've heard is positive things about AMC and pump the stock and everybody buy. And now you have a new generation of YouTubers. People are respecting us more because we're coming out with the truth. Hey, man, I don't care if you like the truth or not. This is the truth of the matter. Instead of, hey, yeah, buy it. We're going to squeeze MOAS and buy some more, you know, when buying obviously has not helped at all.
Hey,
Matt, dropping too far. Yes. Go ahead.
Can you put up the chat from Not Money Advice so I can talk to that for 1 second?
Yes. The big one? Yep.
Yeah.
And then I got a chat to read after. Yep, but I got it right now coming up.
So notice how Tony skirts around the fact that Adam Aaron can issue NFT per share. He can do whatever he wants, guys. I'm not an attorney. I'm not his attorney. And I'm not going to discuss what legal advice he's being given. I said very clearly, I'm happy with whatever it takes, whichever one of multiple paths that the company can get to of any version of crypto, tokenized stock, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay. I just think that a plain crypto coin is the easiest. I'd love to see Adam do anything, but I'm not an attorney, so I'm not going to talk to the legal aspect of it. So if I'm skirting, it's because I'm not an attorney. And I don't care what they do, just freaking do something.
Do something positive.
Yep. Is that clear enough?
Cole asks, they are asking if it will squeeze because of Lou's last video. Lou said hedge funds hold all the real shares and retail has synthetics. He used if and no DD, not possible if AA said we hold 90% of the float. Liar. Yeah, man, I think he's just he's running out of options quickly. I mean, he just painted himself into a little bit of a corner, I think, and he's gonna have to take a break, I think. I don't know. What do you think, CSI?
I just got through watching all of his videos, and I can see the switch in his narrative where now he's focusing on, well, they hold all the shares, and I just thought of this, and I'm kind of curious because when he was over there where he was at, he didn't have much of anything to say except if you're gonna be sucking dick in the metaverse, you're gonna be sucking dick in the metaverse. Now, I even commented and said, man, I'm about sick of hearing the suck dick in the metaverse. But he had no DD. He gets back to New York, and all of a sudden he's got this awesome idea that, wait a minute, what if they own all the shares? What if they hold all the shares and we all have synthetics? And now he's coming back, so he's obviously talking to somebody. Now, whether that somebody's credible or not, I don't know.
If your only answer to somebody who's hitting you with real due diligence is an insult, that should tell you something right there.
Yeah.
The guy's a joke.
Then he went from killing 7 people in Mexico to I'm suing everybody.
So, Buddy Pines, it's so funny how things have changed from April. It went from when Lambo to when full tank of gas. Inflation's really killing us.
Let me tell you something. I went to the donut shop this morning and I took a picture of the gas price for my dad. For when he woke up, he'd see it, $4.19. When I got off and closed the shop, it had went up 30 cents.
Crazy. 450 just hit here. 450. It makes me
we're at about $4 here in Texas.
That's still relatively cheap nationwide. And that's another thing. You guys all make fun of me all the time, but everyone's got nice and warm places where they live. I'm the only one up here in the cold. Me and Lou are the only two in the cold up here. And he's
Well, hell,
outside.
think about me. It's
You're in
80
Louisiana. It's
today.
warm.
It's 80 today, and tomorrow's going to be 32.
Really?
So,
Wow.
yeah, so you never know.
Okay.
You got to keep a jacket in the car just in case.
That's the
little
problem
wild.
with the South. We've been having the same thing here in Texas. It was like 78 a day ago, and now it's like 37.
Yeah.
Jeez.
At
You
least
can't
over
ever
there
get
where
used
you
to the
at,
cold.
Massalorian, you know it's going to be cold. So
Every day. Yeah.
we got to open the door and look out and see what the temperature is and say, okay, I need a jacket or don't need one.
I just heard the plow blade hit the pavement outside, so I know it's coming down nice. It's 40 in Boston right now, AMC Mike says. 31 where I am. Let's see. Like I said earlier, that'd be straight up fraud if retail only owns synthetic shares. Yeah, it would be. Absolutely. 409 in Ohio, $6 in LA. I'm freezing in Nebraska. 199 cents. Wow, this chat's you guys.
What's Matt's comment right down there? Is he talking about transparency? Because the other problem with transparency is there's several regulations that are in play. So my first question to people when they talk about transparency is to ask them which rule are you talking about?
Right. Because each rule has a different effective date.
Where's Matt, Tony?
Can we talk? Go ahead and get the nickel squeeze out of the way.
Sure.
Because a lot of people were asking earlier about it.
Yeah. What about it? I mean, go ahead, talk about it, sure.
Well, for example, they went to bed and when they woke up, it had went up to $100,000. People sold along the way. And then when it hit 101,000, they capped it and said stop. But most important thing that I took away from that was, even though they sold at say 80,000, they don't get that money. They recalled that price and put it at whatever price they wanted it, which was 12 o'clock the day before or whatever. And now you can have that price. If y'all
it was the
don't think that
closing
shit
price
can
of the day
happen
before,
here,
right?
yeah, if y'all don't think that shit's gonna happen here, I mean, they're gonna let us make some money, but they're gonna freeze this shit and say enough's enough, just like they did in London.
The new guy says, Tony, not as a dividend, but we would be buying at a discount as a grand opening or celebration to shareholders with a discount. I'm assuming new guy's talking about the crypto coin, right?
Yes.
So what would be the possibility of them releasing an AMC coin right now, open, getting it on one of the brokers, one of the coin brokers, selling that into the open market, but then after that initial offering or however it goes, then you did something like this idea that he's talking about, that the new guy's talking about. Like, because I think you're right. In order to get this quickly and make money and pay off this debt, I think that's the route to go, right? We release the crypto coin and you put it onto one of the coin brokers, and we start to make we start to use that, and it makes money for AMC, generates income. But what if after that he were to do something like that idea, like that the new guy's talking about? Is that a possibility?
I'm not an expert in releasing crypto coins, so I don't know how to answer his question.
I know. Yeah, that's a tough one, right? Because we're not huge crypto guys. We are not huge crypto guys. Okay, hold on. I got to go back here. Let's see.
I'm definitely not a crypto guy. I just learned yesterday, thanks to Matthew Perry's video, how to go ahead and burn SHIB.
Have you ever seen a crypto coin released that was offered at a discount? Yes, if you buy it pre-release, you can get it at a discount, but
on one of these exchanges, they already have an AMC coin and it's set with the price of the stock. Are y'all aware of that?
Yeah, that's a German thing. and they say that it's backed up by actual shares of the stock, and it's designed for people that don't have access to a stock market.
Wait a minute.
So if you want to own AMC stock, but maybe you don't have access to the stock market, you can buy this tokenized AMC and GameStop on the crypto markets.
It's backed up by real shares?
Yes.
Then there should only be 516 million tokens.
Yeah, I went a long time ago and read their white paper or their press release saying what they were doing, but essentially just think about it as if you're in, pick a country, South Pakistan.
Africa.
Let's say Pakistan, and you don't have a stock market there or any way to get on the German exchange or NYSE, and you just want to buy some AMC, then you can buy this token they have, and they say that it's backed up by real shares. So if you buy a token, they buy a share and they hold it. Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm following you. That would put.
It doesn't mean that they have 516 million shares. If you buy a token, they buy a share. According to them, if you believe them. I know nothing about this company, so.
And where are they out of? What
They're out of Germany.
Okay.
You can Google it. I found it pretty easy on Google, but once I realized what it was, I was like, it's not really that interesting.
I was into it too, and I said, something don't sound right. I almost bought the Squid Game coin, so I said, fuck that one.
What do we think about the latest Rorschach test posted by AA, and you guys take on Teddy Zane's litmus test that AMC needs to squeeze before July? All right, Winnie. So I'll take this first because I actually, after I saw the Twitter post, did like an hour of DD into the Rorschach test to find out exactly what it was all about. So I literally took an hour and went and researched it. I watched a couple videos on it. I watched a couple of people's explanations and what it is, how it works in your brain. I was trying to look at a comparison between what he was showing in the picture. I think I was getting too much of a Charlie mind on what he was saying in the picture according to the Rorschach test, because in the picture, the design on it seems like that would imply, I don't know. I probably shouldn't even be mentioning this, but I did go look it up, and that whole thing is implies that there's some hidden meaning behind something, or you're seeing something else that most people wouldn't see, or maybe the other people will see. It's. Does anyone have a better explanation of the Rorschach test? I spent an hour researching this. Like,
isn't that just the
test?
Isn't that just the ink blot?
Isn't just.
Are you talking about the Batman tweet that he did?
Yes. Yeah. He said something about investors and Rorschach test, and he, there is like an implication or a subliminal message, it seemed like, in that tweet, possibly, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just exactly what it says it is. What do you think, T?
Isn't that test just the ink blot?
Yes.
Yes, that's what it is. It's the ink block test. What do you see? You're going to see something different than Massalorian. I'm going to see something different than both of y'all.
It didn't really correlate to me because all I saw was Batman bringing a lot of money into AMC's coffers.
That's what I thought too at first.
I seen one, and it was pretty fucking good. Where the little rook that everybody's calling a chess piece, they have the little block right there beside it, and then it drops down, and then there's the chess piece, and then there's a space, and then there's Batman. And the guy drew the line. Oh, Lion Trader, I think, did that. Drew the lines showing AMC's price action matched that picture, and that the Batman standing right there was going to be where the MOAS happened. I thought that was pretty interesting. It's one of the better ones that I've heard.
I'm going to pull it up on the screen. I'm going to push it up so we can look at it again and see if we can figure out what the hell it is.
Sean says knight to bishop move on Reddit DD. He is the Dark Knight. Maybe that was a bishop. I didn't really think about it that much. I just saw the dollar sign.
It looks more like, I agree with everybody else, it looks more like a rook.
All right, hang on. I'm getting it up right now. Give me 1 second. Share screen. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I can just pull it right onto my right onto picture graphics.
Somebody just commented, AA can tell the future. Yes, because he's inside the circle.
I like Jeff B. Jeff says it was Batman staring up at the AMC crypto coin. I like
that was another theory, that the crypto symbol is a money sign inside of the circle. So I mean, that's pretty legit too.
That was the first thing, and then I got way too deep. I went to go look up videos on how they actually performed the test, and I got way too deep. All right, hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. So it should be
made
here.
a comment at on TMI's channel that that little big black thing that everybody's looking at, that's at Trade's house.
Let's see. Hold on, I gotta put this at the bottom so you guys can see.
Can you close that chat window so we can't see the whole screen share?
Can you close the chat window? People's been asking.
I mean the chat from
the
Chad.
overlay. Yep. That's it.
Not
I know.
Not the chat overlay. I'm talking about the chat you have up from Chad at the bottom of the screen. Chat.
Yes. If I can find it, it's probably about 9 million comments back.
At the top of your chat window on the right, there should be a button that just says hide chat.
Okay.
That'll hide the current one that's at the bottom of the screen.
Okay. Hide message from stream.
There
we go. Got it. Thank you. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, see. Yeah, why couldn't that be a crypto coin? Why couldn't that be I mean, it's a dollar sign in a circle. Some of you like mysterious tweets, looking for hidden meaning, even though no concealed thought was intended. Gee, I wonder how the hidden meaning people will intercept this picture. Consider it an AMC Rorschach test. If you don't know what a Rorschach test is, Google it.
Okay, here's a couple things I took away from that tweet.
Okay.
First off, he's pointing us to a Rothschild test. And when he mentions it in this tweet, it's in 2 sentences. So he really meant to bring that up. Oh, bring it back up. I can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
All right. He says, if you don't know what a Rothschild test is, Google it. That's how important what he's saying about the test would be. Now, is there hidden meaning? He said there's been no hidden meanings in his other tweets.
It is funny how he's contradicting himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
Maybe he's trying to reach out to Lou with the bat signal.
I thought that crossed my mind too.
I thought about
Believe
that.
me, my mind went places. My mind went places.
And Lou will get a kick out of
it. Yeah, like he's supposed to come in and rescue AMC. He wasn't even happy with the box office take that we got on that. We just got a big FU.
There's 2 things that I'm really looking forward to: the caramel popcorn and the dead foot popcorn.
Yeah, dead foot. That should be a #1 seller, I would think, right?
Yeah.
Dead
foot. About in grocery store.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Numbnuts, who said that that popcorn tastes like a dead foot in his video, which is always good for someone getting into AMC for their first day.
Someone said to him, "How do you know what a dead foot tastes like?"
Did it? But that to me was a whole. This was a whole. Good night, anytime. This was a whole repeat back to when he walked in the theater that day. That whole spiel he went on was just a repeat from when he went in and said, "AMC's a dead business model. You guys are putting your money in this." That was just.
I remember.
You remember that? That's what got me fired up. That was one of the first ones. That and the clove nonsense.
I remember when you did the video on it too.
You do? Really?
Oh, I don't forget anything I see. I don't forget.
Yeah, that really put me over the edge. I'm like, how can you possibly own shares, walk into a lobby of an AMC theater and start screaming it's a dead business model?
Shit.
Yeah, imagine if Ape Father did that. He would be hunted down and killed.
I have to agree with you because it was the guy from New York. It was accepted by most people.
Right. Right.
And we sit there and go, what the fuck is he talking about? Why are you doing that?
Hal 9000 says he's telling us the AMC coin is coming. Yeah, man. I mean, I hate to say, you know, I would hate to be wrong about it and be like, oh, you made a big deal out of nothing, because we've seen that happen before with burning buildings and what was the other thing? The drone footage.
You mentioned the burning buildings. I read an article today. There's several warehouses that are burning.
Where?
That are connected to Citadel.
London.
I'll Google it real quick, see if I can find it.
We were talking about that this morning. One was in London, and I forget where the other one was. They were both Iron Mountain facilities.
Oh, really? That's what they were?
One, well, yeah. I'll let CSI look it up.
Did you guys see that? You know how for the last couple of weeks there's been a bunch of people saying that there were biological weapons chemical factories in Ukraine that the U.S. government was funding, and USA Today has been coming out and a bunch of other news people saying that it's not true, that it's Russian propaganda. Well, Marco Rubio called Tori Newlander into Congress yesterday and point blank asked her if there were chemical weapons factories in Ukraine, and she said yes, and we're worried about the Russians getting their hands on them. So they basically have been lying for weeks, telling us that this is Russian propaganda, and it got proved to be correct today. Victoria Nuland went under oath and admitted to Marco Rubio, and he didn't press her on it. He didn't press her and say, why are you telling people this is misinformation if you're now admitting it? He just let it off. He just let it off the hook. Newland's testimony said, yes, she admitted it all. Yep, I know. It's crazy. It's nuts. They just got in trouble for this with Fauci and DARPA and doing the funding in the Wuhan lab. And here we go again, messing around with things you can't control. Stupid
all right,
people.
It says here that I can share my screen. Can I go ahead and try to do that?
I believe so. Yeah. If you have the capability to, go ahead. Sure.
While he's pulling that up, Brian Go Bonker sent a super chat that says Batman looking up at the dollar sign could mean the hedge funds. Could be.
Could be.
All right,
There's a lot of things
it's over here. It's over here in dark. You not?
Yeah.
Can you pull that up?
I see it now. Yep. Hang on one sec. I'm just gonna put it full screen. So
Citadel fire started on the main floor. But see, this is a totally different fire than the TD Ameritrade. This was at.
What's the date on that?
That's what it's like them trying to put them on. But it says the fire that was sparked May 6th of this year at Citadel News West is what they really meant to say. Originated on the ground floor. The cause has been undetermined. Fire investigators followed the path and was able to locate where it started, but it's unclear how it started. But that's just one other fire besides the TD Ameritrade, and there's been several.
Where's that paper from? St. Albert. Where is that?
St. Albert.
Yeah, it says St. Albert today at the top. Where's the Citadel facility? What town is that in?
Look at the date on that article.
Yeah,
right by the reporter's photo.
May 14th. Yeah.
2021.
Oh, 2021. A year ago.
Yeah, it's like May or March.
CSI, look up Iron Mountain facility fires. It'll probably, the two recent ones will come up.
Did you say London? And there is in London, Tony?
There was one in London, and I forget where the other one was. I just talked about it this morning, but that's the hazard of being 93 as your memory starts going.
It's Bishop, Knight move, checkmate. Interesting. Yeah, that could work too, right? Bishop, yeah.
A catastrophic arson fire has destroyed Iron Mountain Records management storage.
Someone says there was fires in South America today too for Iron Mountain. That's probably the other one that Tony's talking about, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Ottawa, Illinois. Okay. is where the fire was. Ottawa, Illinois. So that's outside. I'm assuming that's a burb of Chicago. It's got to be. Let's see. Did I listen to? No, Habib. We've been on live stream for a while now, so we haven't seen. Actually, you CSI has seen loose videos, but me and Tony haven't watched them. Bishop Knight checkmate for sure. Yeah, Timmy, that's definitely a possibility, right? I might like that theory the best.
But checkmate for what?
For we're closing this out. We're gonna that coin is gonna be the gift that keeps on giving.
Did anybody else see the hidden March 3rd in that photo?
March 3rd?
I'm just fucking with you. There's no
Oh,
March 3rd.
I was about to go look. I was about to go look. I said, I missed that.
Mexican Silverback says at the end of the movie, Selena says to ask Batman. I saw that. Because I caught that. I caught that too. I caught that. Yeah, that was interesting. I like that. Yeah, that was wild. I know. I don't know, man. That's a real. Look, it could have fit into the story, right? Because we're talking about finance. The Riddler was he was a financial accountant, right? It was a financial, I believe he's a financial accountant or forensic accountant. So it kind of fits the narrative of the movie, the underworld and the economics that are run behind the city. You know, the rich are the rich, the poor are the poor. But I don't know. It's also interesting. What were you gonna say, CSI? Sorry.
I didn't write it down.
Oh shit. Pam is moderating on 5 channels right now, she said. Everyone's saying hi, Pam.
I have my chat.
Pam's a moderator on mine, but I'll welcome her.
I have my chat set to subscriber only, so that should cut down on the shilly comments.
Pam was teasing everybody. She was at AMC, had a burger and fries sitting on her thing. She got her feet kicked up in the chair.
She had burger and fries? That sounds good. I want burger and fries. Oh man, there's a place in Napa, California, and I can't think of the name of it. It's like a roadside hamburger stand that had like the best burgers ever. They were kind of expensive, but they were really amazing. Let's see. Short Squeeze channel made a video about that. Okay.
Yeah, they did make one about the Iron Mountain. Someone told me about it in chat. I haven't watched it yet. I looked at the news article.
Let us know in the chat how it was, guys.
Someone keeps on asking you, Massalorian, what do you think about Teddy Zane saying he has insider information?
Teddy Zane said that? What, today?
I don't know.
And I haven't watched one of his videos in a long time. Teddy.
A long time. I ain't watched Teddy Zane in a long time.
101 Burger. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. Okay, Diego is saying, yeah, I haven't watched Teddy Zane. I have no idea what his deal is. I mean, he's the Doge Warrior. I don't go to him for AMC information ever. So if they keep making synthetic shares to help short the stock down, how are we going to pop them holding since January 21st? How are we going to pop them? It might not come from us, Diego, right? Might not be us that pops them. It might be something happening in the world, a world event that happens that, look, I think even some of us saw margin calls coming a couple weeks ago with this war. And then I said to myself the other day, if World War III doesn't bring on a margin call, what possibly could be bigger than World War III to bring on a margin call?
Maggie, I did not forget you. Maggie asked a question, I guess, about 15 or 20 minutes ago and said, and this is a good question for everybody to weigh in on maybe, if other CEOs were able to fight the hedge funds, why can't Adam Aaron help us? I think that's a great question. It's a great question.
The CEO of Overstock come out and blatantly said naked shorts, and nothing was said to him. It wasn't illegal.
Tyrion also.
Why is it illegal for AA?
Yep, the CEO of Tyrion did the same thing. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. I'm not Adam Aaron's legal counsel.
Someone said World War IV will be the catalyst after we end this one. Let's see. So let's see. How to put this? Because AA is not transparent with us, Timmy B says. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know why he can't do that. Alien invasion, that will be a catalyst, I would think. Don't be surprised if the Democrats try to pull that last minute.
Habib's asking, why don't we get on Lou's latest videos? I mean, it gets to a point where the fables and the fairy tales are so ridiculous, they're not even worth responding to. He's literally making stuff up, telling you, I had an idea. What if this? How do you respond to a what if I made up this theory? What do you guys think? I'm going to tell it to you like it's true. There's no response to that. You can't even due diligence somebody's fairy tale. It's not worth the response. It's not worth our time.
Well, it makes no sense to have. They got the real shares over here and they swap them out with the synthetics, and that's how they're going to fix this. Well, the synthetic is in my motherfucking account. So have fun getting it.
It's clickbait bullshit to get views. That's all it is. Give him some more things to talk about to distract you from fucking up the March 3rd thing.
When did Adam Aaron ever say he was going to put AMC on blockchain anytime this year or in the future? I've never heard him even talk about it, mention it once. So for him to be upset that Adam Aaron hasn't done that is out of control, ridiculous. Lou didn't get into this play waiting for Adam Aaron to do that. Trust me, he wasn't thinking that back in April.
The reason he's upset with it is he said he's reached out to Adam Aaron and him and his team can fix this. And Adam hadn't returned his call. So he's pissed off about that.
Wah.
That makes me nervous. I'm nervous about what his team is. Elk Spaghetti, Blue Ice, Lou, and whoever else he's bringing with him. That I don't know if that crew's. Have you ever read like the tweet messages that they leave about I'm dumping all my shares tomorrow? Why the fuck would Adam Aaron have him be answering Lou and his morons?
Right. It's just.
Someone says after CEO went to court. Go ahead.
ICE put out a tweet that said, you need to reconsider your brackets. They're too high or something like that. And I'm like, who is this fucking guy? And then it's connected to Lou. So what do you expect? Here's what this is going to get me in trouble. But I got the notes right here for a video, but I'm waiting to put it up. But I'll give y'all a taste of it. The mass sell-off setup. They're setting us up for a mass sell-off. Now, somebody just commented that, did I see Commander 35's video last night? Yes, I did. I followed Commander 35. I watched his video. What he was saying was, you would be a fool to underestimate Lou's influence, because he's only got 36,400, which means he's lost 300 subscribers. But he reaches out to them and he tells them, and then Massalorian talks about it, and I talk about it, and Tony says it's all bullshit about him and stuff, but we discuss it. And what it does, Lou and his team is putting out actual FUD. They're trying to cause uncertainty and doubt, which will cause. And when Lou says, you know what? Because he's told you, he said, I'm going to be the one. I'll tell you. If we getting fucked, I'll tell you. And I'll be the first one to stand up against it and sit. Well, what he's doing is they are setting up to be able to tell everybody, hey, you know what? We're getting fucked and enough's enough. I'm out. Well, everybody that follows him will be out. And then once that sell-off starts, it'll be tragic, I think.
It'll be 2% of the total volume in a day. I'm not worried about that one bit.
Just like those 137,000 shares the other day.
If all of the people that actively watch his videos sold, it would be a blip on the daily volume. I could give a shit if Lou's followers sell. Good, let them get out.
The Jiren Lee says, after CEO, I'm assuming of Overstock, went to court and won. Look at what happened to his stock. Why would any CEO want that for his company win a lawsuit and lose your base? Hold on.
Can you put the chats that you're reading up at the bottom of the screen if we're supposed to answer them?
Yep. Sorry. Hang on. Damn it. Oh my God.
And don't forget my theses now.
Go ahead, CSI, while I'm looking for this.
Don't forget my theses that it's run by a fucking computer program and it's going to move the direction it's wanting to move. And there's nothing we can do. There's no buying pressure. There's no selling pressure. Everything that violates that computer algorithm gets shipped to the dark pool. That's my thesis.
After CEO went to court and won, look at what happened to his stock. Why would any CEO want that for his company? Win a lawsuit and lose your base. Overstock didn't lose their base. They're doing just fine right now. Their company is up and doing just fine. I haven't looked at their chart recently, but I don't know. I'm sure they're still doing okay. Last time I checked, they were doing all right.
This guy, it could be worse. Username, it could be worse, says Lou brought a lot of attention to certain issues earlier in this play. Hey, and I think we would all, without argument, agree that we all value Lou's early contributions and all the eyeballs he brought to this play. I say that almost every day, and I value every single YouTuber's contribution, and I don't dislike any YouTuber that covers AMC, but when they talk about an issue that is FUD, especially if they're putting a date on it and telling people that this play is, what did he say? A fraud if it doesn't squeeze right after March 3rd, then I'm going to bring up that issue. So yes, Lou has brought value to the play. No argument from anybody on this panel, I bet.
Yes,
but he's getting a little bit fuddy lately.
Here's my view on that. If you go back and watch his earlier videos, he would start off with, "What's up, apes?" And he's got one, and I saved the link to give to Massalorian. He's got one that says, "Apes forever," talking about how great the apes are. And everybody got on board with that. But then something happened and he switched. And now he's no longer apes and he's anti-AMC. And he really did say, "Fuck AMC." And
he did.
I'm like,
absolutely did.
You didn't say that in the beginning. You were giving contributions, like Tony said. You were giving good contributions in the beginning. Something changed.
The Jeremy says Ader CEO lost. Ader CEO. Sorry. That's why Ader CEO lost his base, went from 50 to 250. So what was
I don't think that had anything to do with anything other than the fact that Tyrion is a wreck of a company. My opinion, not financial advice.
You think Tyrion's a mess? Yeah.
Yes. I have it on my day trade list. I've found zero reason to buy and hold that company.
So there's an example where maybe it does make sense to short it, right? I mean, if it has zero value,
yes,
like there's in certain situations. But even Charles Payne said, eventually all the dark shit comes to the light, and maybe we can get rid of this. Because he's right. At some point, you do start to figure out that. I mean, we're learning the hard way, but you do start to figure that out after time.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tony,
we figured shit out the hard way.
But even look, even if a company's failing or losing money or non-revenue, that is still no reason to short them into oblivion with billions of synthetic shares. I'm not making excuses for any of the nonsense the shorts are doing. I'm just saying, I don't know that Tyrion went down because he went after the whole, whatever you guys were talking about, crypto or hedge funds or whatever. There's reasons why they're shorting it.
So AA's legal restriction actually stems from an NDA with Apollo. Pantheon would be probably the one to check on that. New Hill
Who is this?
1981. He
Not
just was
money.
talking about that the other day. I actually don't know if he made a video about it. Do you guys did Pantheon make a video about that yet? I know he was thinking about it. The
A couple
Apollo.
people, maybe Bigham's also. I've seen a couple videos, people trying to tie Adam Aaron back into Apollo and all of his past connections.
Gotcha.
I look at those and watch them with interest, but it's not something I spend a lot of my time worrying about. Maybe I should.
Not money advice has said, CSI, Massalorian, Tony, if you wait, it's going so fast. Can you guys look at my next two comments? I think I might have figured out Adam's tweet. Look, not money advice. Look, this shit's moving so fast because we have so many people in here. So either go to my stream, Tony's stream, or Massalorian's stream and just leave a comment and we will read that. But the chat's going by so fast, we can't keep up.
And for those that are saying, if we would please stop talking about Lou, if you guys would please stop asking questions about him, we'll stop talking about him. We're only answering your questions. We're not making up the topics. We're answering your guys' questions. So
that's right.
Please ask everybody in the chat to stop asking, did we see his latest videos and what do we think? And we can move on to something more productive.
Exactly. I get 9 comments. What did Lou mean by, for example, the black swan? He's brought up black swan a few times, and they want to know what that means. Well, if I make a video on what Lou means by a black swan, then I get other comments that say, why you just stealing Lou's DD and shit? And I'm like, I'm just answering questions in the comments.
Yeah, I would love it if my day could be spent not answering
questions
Lou
about
Flood.
Uncle Fester.
We need to start redirecting people back and asking them to make him clarify stuff. But unfortunately, he never answers any of his comments, so they come to us.
Exactly. So the Jaron Lee I keep missing the point on this. He went to court with proof and won. The result is he lost his investors. People keep requesting a share account. I'm assuming a share count. I hope I'm not reading this wrong.
He lost his investors because this went up. Same thing's gonna happen with AMC. There's supposed to be like 10 million investors in AMC. Only 1 million or 2 of us, and I'm one of them, is going to stick around with AMC after the squeeze. After it moves up, your investors are gone.
The Jaron Lee, are you wondering if are you wanting AMC and Adam Aaron to take legal action with this? Is that why you're asking this question? Are you thinking that might be a catalyst for us or something? I'm just trying to figure out. You don't have to super chat, bro. You can just write it. Just tell me what I'll pull it up. Just tell me what specifically you're trying to get across to us. A share count from AMC. A share count by AMC will always be the legally amount of shares. All right, let me see here.
As far as
you had to answer this question.
While you're looking that up, and I'm just looking at the income statement on Ethereum. Why are they losing investors? Every year they're increasing their income and increasing their loss. Their loss is growing every year that they're in business. They're having a greater negative earnings per share every year that they report. There's a reason why the stock is going down. It did get a squeeze last year, but overall the company is a mess. And it has nothing, in my opinion, to do with shorts. The shorts are just taking advantage of the wrecked financials of that company.
Attacking it, yeah.
Somebody, D Helms 4382 said, I thought Lou was a representative CSI. What happened? When I said Lou was the representative or the middleman, I mean between him and whoever he's getting the information from. Now, if you watch Rico's video, Rico pointed blatantly that him and Morgan Stanley are like that. So
JP Morgan, you mean?
Yeah, JP Morgan, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And they feed him information and he feeds it to us. That was my point of he's a representative. I didn't mean representative like he represents me. I represent me. I said somebody was over him and giving him the information he needed to give to us. For example, the $1,000 TD Ameritrade glitch, you know, and then he made a video about that. And that's probably going to be the cap. What I meant was they over there at whoever he was connected to is telling him what to tell us. And by representative, that's what I mean. Not representative of us, representative of them talking to us. Massalorian, I didn't get the message. It looks like you've been with Sundial.
Yes, he's doing a puff.
Yeah, I'm about to get high. No, I'm just kidding. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Puffs. I got you. Okay. Yeah, okay. I took Tony's advice, which he didn't even realize that he had a glass and he's drinking from it. And I'm like, I'm scared to lift my beer can up, so I just poured it in my cup.
Maybe you can also CSI. You can hit that camera button underneath the screen if you need to take a puff.
Oh, I'm gonna hit it in just a minute. Y'all be letting Massalorian come back.
All of a sudden, we'll all be like, "Where'd everybody go?
Where'd everybody at? We're checking on Sundial stock. Hold on."
Adam Aaron won't fight the hedge funds because he needs us to hold his stock. I think that there's some possible validity to that comment. Whoever typed that, maybe he doesn't want us to sell and go away. I leave that open as a perfectly viable explanation. It's legitimately possible. Yes.
Okay, I'm back.
People were talking earlier about me and Tony's disagreement and how it's wonderful that we can still get listen, we grown ass men. That's the reason for that. Two people can disagree but still be friends.
100%. Did you guys get to that question from Jarlead there? That was up on the screen. Night, Casey. I'll be in touch. Don't worry. Any chance Sundial and BlackBerry will squeeze when this thing goes? Yeah, 100%. 100%. If they're doing the same type of machinations that they're doing with AMC, of course it could. Could cause a chain reaction.
I think, if one company, let's just pick Citadel. If Citadel were to get in trouble, or any of the smaller ones, and they're shorting a bunch of companies, if all of a sudden they got a margin call and close a bunch of positions, everything will be affected that they own.
Yep.
So yes, potentially multiple stocks could run.
If you watch my channel, I do a comparison chart that shows you all the different meme stocks and how they are running together. Every now and then one will hit a spike and then come back down. And then a week later, another one will spike and come back down. Prague did it. Now BBBY is doing it. I mean, what are we doing? Are we waiting on AMC's turn?
Someone said, "Is there any stock they're not shorting?" I've seen a few. I don't remember off the top of my head that have very, very low short interest. But in a down market, especially when the uncertainty is there and people are expecting the market to crash, they're going to short everything because that's what a good investor would do.
Sure, that's what a good investor. Now, in the beginning, when they were betting that AMC, shorted it, that was a good bet. You had the pandemic going on and everything, but once it started recovering, they were supposed to quit shorting because the fundamentals are there now. That's the company is doing good.
Yeah, and it's worse. Their position's worse now than it was then. Every day that goes by, we become stronger and better and more profitable, and they continue to do what they do. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what the excuse is going to be at some point. I mean, how can you keep, how long can you keep this up? I guess we've never
Let's
seen
talk.
it before, so we just
Let's
don't know.
talk about Bonnie's question, because I get this a lot and I see it a 1,000 times every day on Twitter.
Cost to borrow?
Cost to borrow, and that goes hand in hand, in my opinion, with why is the utilization 100%, but the shares on loan keeps on rising? So for those that don't listen to my channel, I'm going to use my $1 million analogy one more time. If I had $1 million in the bank and I decide to loan out $500,000, and someone takes that $500,000 loan, then theoretically I'm at 100% utilization, because all I was willing to loan today was $500,000.
$500,000.
But I still have $500,000 in the bank. And if tomorrow I decide to loan out another 100,000 and someone takes that, well, tomorrow I'll be still at 100% utilization, but now the dollars on loan increased to 600,000. By my rough estimate, if you look at all the institutions and index funds, there's according to Fintel, 187 million. And then add in all these shares and margin accounts and brokers, there's easily over 200, 250 million shares that could potentially be loaned out. And we only have 125 million on loan. So this is just my guess. Why is cost to borrow so low? Because there's a shit ton of dry powder of shares that are not loaned out. So don't be misled by 100% utilization. That is only a measure that day of the shares that they were willing to loan that are loaned. And that number could change tomorrow.
And if utilization was at 100, how does Stocko Tracker say there's 800,000 shares that can be loaned?
Because there's all sorts of dry powder out there that has not been loaned out.
All right, I got to put
Somebody
this up.
else.
I got to put this up because we haven't answered this gentleman's question yet, and he wants answers. I don't blame him. All right, I got to put this up. Adam Marin will never be able to count more shares than are legally issued. Being mad at him is pointless. All we need is a gamma ramp, just like June. In the money, I'm assuming that's out the money, makes the MM do the heavy lifting for us. So someone just said in the chat, along with that thought, about Boss Blunt's video today explaining an executive order that was approved by Yellen and Biden on June 3rd. What the hell was that?
I don't know. I haven't seen the video yet. I know he signed some kind of executive order, but I don't know what it is. Let me address something real quick, because I keep seeing it flashing by in the chat. Oh, CSI. He loved Lou a week ago. Let me tell you something. I don't love anybody that calls me a motherfucking communist, because I want to continue to hold my shares. And Lou put out a video and he called people who are holding and want to refuse to sell at a lower bracket. If you want to hold to a higher bracket, you're a fucking communist. That pissed me off.
Is that what he said?
Oh, yeah, he said that. He said that. If you want to hold to 100,000, you're a communist. I said, well, I'll tell you what, asshole. Me and you ain't friends no more, because I'm not a communist.
I want to ask a question to the gentleman who put up the options question. When you guys are buying at the money and in the money options, are you exercising them?
It depends. Can I afford it?
Because,
you asked in the chat?
But if it ends up, if your option's a penny in the money on Friday, are you exercising those, or are you just selling the option? And the other question I have for people that keep on bringing up this point is, what do you think the market makers do when the price drops $2? Because my premise is that if you're counting on them to hedge by buying shares and the price drops, they're going to unhedge, which means sell shares. And that's selling pressure. Whereas if you had just bought the shares and you don't sell them, that is no selling pressure. So that's my first thought on that. One day, Boss Blunts and I, or whoever's pushing this gamma squeeze thing, we need to have a good roundtable discussion on this topic.
I mean, I think
and talk about the pros and cons, because I can see definitely the pros in it, but I also see cons in it that I don't hear people talking about.
Holy crap! Hang on.
What happens if it don't squeeze in March? Chris asked. Well, you wait till April. You hold.
Great answer.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, guys, there's no way it would possibly sell after a year. I mean, there's just no way. The price ends where they want it to end. It would be awesome to have Wes Christian on the stream to ask him. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys have had him on. He really can't, unless someone hires him and he starts an investigation. He is just a pair of lips. That's it. He's just a tough talking Texan lawyer. I mean, he's smooth, but until he sees $1 million probably, for a retainer, he ain't going to work for retail anytime soon. He'll come on and do interviews though. Yeah, probably. But really, what good does that do us? I mean, all it's going to do is tell us about the past. We know about the past. We know they've been doing this for a long time. During the squeeze is a limit. All right. So I've gotten this question a lot. Christie's asking this about during the squeeze, doing a limit sell order for the best method to sell. Now, I always thought that was bad because, there's indicators. There could be indicators showing that people are, already set up before price action starts to really move. Is that true, false, rumor? What is that? Am I totally wrong? But I always assumed that was the reason why you wouldn't put a sell limit.
Well, if the bid and ask, or if the spread's getting wide, or if the price is bouncing around a lot, like let's say it's bouncing between 1,000 and 5,000 in a minute candle, and you just put in a market order, I know with my luck I'd get filled at 1,000.
Yep.
So I'm planning on doing limit orders close to the price that I want, and then cross my fingers. And if I don't get it in a few seconds, then I'll adjust my limit price.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm talking about stop loss. Thanks, Andrew. It's hard, man, to do the chat and talk to these guys and do all this. It's tough. Your mind goes real quick. CEI going back to $2. Princess Christian said, "Do you guys have any concerns about holding while the war is going on for the potential for it to escalate?"
I do.
Yeah.
Not
I don't
just
want it to escalate.
AMC. I have concerns for all my stocks, but if you're really concerned, then you should be buying puts on the indexes and make money if the market crashes. I'm not that concerned that I'm laying money down on puts.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna crash. I don't. But that's just my opinion. I don't think we're gonna crash. We might see some more regression, but
some people out there have a $9 price target to the drop. Some have a 12 and so forth, but zero, no. It can't go to zero because we own the stock.
Gallon says we may have to wait another 6 months. Oh my God. Hold on.
Okay. Hey, well, I'll talk to you after. I don't know if you can go into your settings thing, Massalorian, and have our name show up in the bottom corner of our windows.
Sure. Yeah, I could do that.
I don't know if that's in your cogwheel settings or.
Let's see. Participants' names. Yeah, it's I have it highlighted here in blue. Now I'm going to take it off, see what happens. I have it. It says it's on right now. Now is it on?
Nah.
No. Yeah,
maybe that's
settings,
a premium.
right?
Maybe that's a premium feature.
No, I've had your names up there before. Because when Pantheons come on, like when I put this on, if I put the TM comes up, what happens when your camera goes off?
I'm talking about, how normally you have the little name in the bottom corner of each of our window.
Yep, down the corner there. Yeah, maybe it's the 3 dots here. Edit name. Here we go. Okay, hang on 1 second. I'll put you both in. Tony Denaro. Save. Okay, there you go. 1. CSI. Edit name. Save. Okay, now you should both be up, right?
Nope. It actually takes the name from what we input and when we join your stream, but for some reason it's not showing up in the windows.
Yeah, it's saying
Not a
yeah,
big
it's
deal.
saying channel 1 and channel 2. Your names are on top of the screens, but not in the not on the screen. All right, we'll have to do a walkthrough, Tony.
Hey, I got a question.
Yeah,
Is being called a goat a compliment or an insult?
that's a
'Cause I don't-
compliment.
Okay, I didn't want to
Yep.
call him and say piss on you too.
That's a
But
compliment.
I'm glad. Okay, I'm a goat. Okay.
I don't know what's
Greatest,
going on.
greatest of all time.
Yes. I don't know what's going on with Pam, but I think she's losing control. She said the things I do for you guys. I don't know. She must be having some issues. She said someone said Massalorian's only on a little bit of Adderall today. Thanks.
A little bit.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's a compliment, CSI. Yes, yes. The greatest of all time. Machini, let's see. I always
love
thought
y'all
it was a
too.
bad thing. All right, I think she says she's fine. Okay. All right, keep going, girl. You're doing awesome. Let's see. If Avery Ape, let me put this up. If Avery Ape,
Yeah, put that up. I just read it too.
Frank Ramos.
There's the names.
They're up
The
now.
names are on the screen.
It comes up when it wants to.
That's weird.
What do I have, the ghetto version of this? This is what I'm saying. There's all kinds of things going on. I'm telling you, I'm not doing half the stuff that that you guys think. All right, let's see. If every apes pees $2 into a GoFundMe, we've had bad examples with this in the past, Frank Ramos. Unfortunately, we've had people taking advantage of and doing shady stuff.
If Massalorian.
No,
agrees,
I don't want to be involved with that either. No, thank
see,
you.
we got to have somebody with credibility. Somebody with.
That's what he wants, $8 million to represent us. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have $8 million. Can subpoena all the brokers for a share count? Can you subpoena brokers for a share count? Would you be able to go to Webull, Robinhood, all the major retail brokers, E-Trade, TD? Would you be able to subpoena them for financial documents to be able to see how many shares they have in their possession total of a certain stock?
Even if you could, you'd be leaving out all the prime brokers. You'd have to go after everybody that's loaning to institutions too.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I guess theoretically it's possible, but
that could go on forever. You're talking about years of research and detective work.
If people can't wait for the end of this year for Adam Aaron to improve the fundamentals, they sure aren't going to wait for the legal process.
See, that's my biggest thing, right? I'm like, this year could be a pinnacle for AMC. Like if what we believe that AA is trying to go out on top here, bring them back to profitable, then hand over the company to a younger, new, a guy like Ryan Cohen to take it into the future. But he leaves, as the knight in shining armor who saved the company, brought it back from bankruptcy, at the brink of bankruptcy. We got great movies coming out this year with all the extra things that are being done. I mean, if it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know if I'd stay in it for another year. I might not. I'll be honest with you guys. But I think this year we have all the potential and all the right things in place to keep us afloat. I'm not concerned about it yet at all.
All right,
really
I just
not.
found something interesting about lawyers. I went and looked up security exchange lawyers, and I found one here says they take the case. It's free, and let's see how they say it. We have recovered millions of dollars for our clients. Basically, they take the case just like any other lawyer will take the case, and once it's settled and you receive a settlement, they get probably 33% of that. Well, one of the things that they say that they look for is let me see, where's it at? Recommend risky investments, excessively trade your account, execute unauthorized trades, over concentrate your portfolio, earn huge commissions while you lost money. Now that earn huge commissions while you lost money, that fits people like with Robinhood and Webull and stuff to pay for order flows. They made money on that investment. You lost money. So that would be a good thing. So I'll go fill out that information. They'll reach out to me and I'll see what we can do. Maybe we can have a lawyer come on here next week.
All right. We got someone added to the panel. Hold on one second. Google Pfizer delisting notice on NYSE. Really? Or is that still hearsay? I heard that earlier today, but I didn't see any evidence of that. We
What'd you
have
hear?
someone about Pfizer getting delisted. You hear anything about that, Pantheon? Hey, Philippines.
Can I address that one since I already told you that story?
Yep.
But before we do, let's put up Boss Blunt's community tab because people were asking about that first. If you can do my screen share.
Yes, sir.
Can you guys see that document?
Yes.
All right. So I looked at this when he posted it a few weeks ago. This is, according to Marcel, proof that AMC GME squeeze was due to margin calls in January and June 2021. And you guys know I love Marcel, but I'm just going to read the highlights of this document and let you guys comment on it. So I don't sound like I'm picking on anybody. This executive order essentially prevents U.S. investment in Chinese military companies. All transactions and activities prohibited by this executive order involve publicly traded securities, derivatives, yada, 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 of foreign asset controls, non-SDN, China, communist Chinese military companies list. So I'm not sure. You guys can read it yourselves. I'm not sure that that is proof of anything other than there was an order limiting investment in Chinese military companies. I'm not sure how that ties in to demonstrating a proof of a squeeze on AMC and GameStop.
Was that just today that happened?
No, this was January 2021, this order.
Gotcha. Pantheon, I don't know why I don't see you on video. Nothing in the square, but
I
you're
just
on.
looked up. I'll share my screen real quick. Notification of removal. United States Securities Exchange and Commission Form 25, notification of removal from listing and or registration under Section 12B of the Securities Exchange Act. And the issuer is Pfizer. And the exchange is the New York Stock Exchange for the removal of Pfizer from New York Stock Exchange. Now, if that's true, where are they going to be removed to? Well, I mean, where are they going to go?
Put it back up and I'll talk about it because I got in.
Oh, shit.
I had a very nice civil discussion with one of Lou's buddies on Twitter. And he explained to me before he blocked me that he was purposely misleading people.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Misleading people?
Yes, yeah. I have the, he made a video about me. You can go to his channel. He said in his video, he's purposely, intentionally putting FUD out there to make people think. Put the document back up. CSI.
It shows,
yeah,
it shows I'm sharing it.
I got it. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, I was getting asked numerous times on DMs, morning chat, and Discord, is it true Pfizer's getting delisted? And so what do? I had no idea who's spreading this FUD. I just went into Twitter and searched for it. Guess who was the first one that came up? One of Lou's buddies. I didn't pick that. That's just what came up. And so I opened the document, and if you look right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line that's in blue, right underneath it, it says description of class of securities. It says in blue, 0.25% notes due 2022, right in the middle of the document. Very small print.
Okay.
So these were bonds that were issued in 2017, March 7th, 2017. They matured March 7th, 2022. The ticker symbol is actually PFE22, and they were removed from the market because the bonds have matured. But what people do on Twitter, like Elk Fettuccine, is he goes and puts a tweet up that says Pfizer delisted. That's all he said, and put this document, which was completely misleading and false. And he had dozens and dozens of people not reading the document, just reading his tweet and believing it. And then they come to our channels and ask about it. So I put a clarifying statement in his tweet, and he just blocked me and then he made a video saying he's purposely misleading people to get them to think out of the box and do their own thinking.
Well, that's...
So there you have it. They're admitting to purposely putting out FUD.
That's craziness. Wow. Yeah, I forgot you even told me that. That's nuts. Like, why would you do that?
That's good DD, Tony. That's good DD.
I mean, it's either he made a mistake and he's trying to cover it by saying he did it on purpose, or he is purposely doing it. Either way, I was perfectly civil and nice with him, and he didn't like that I put a clarifying statement in his Twitter thread. It's the first time I've ever had any engagement with him. I don't engage with anybody on Twitter. I just post my own videos. But he didn't like that very much.
Give us a word, Pantheon. What's on your mind today?
What's up, brothers?
My good.
Look, he had to do a deep voice and everything to match the picture he's got.
That's right, CSI. I'm coming for you this Saturday.
I'm kind of upset. I want that hat you got.
I thought I don't know if I'm interrupting. I got froze out, gentlemen. But now that I'm here, when it's appropriate, Mass, I think it'd be cool if I did that whole Apollo story. If you think that's all right, at some point.
He wants to tell the Apollo story.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Apollo story.
And it also ties into AA's history and why everybody shouldn't be hating on the man so much.
Tell it.
Let's hear it.
It's a bit of a longer story, so when you feel it's cool to slip in, I'd be happy to do it.
I mean, I'd say let's just I'll put you up on the big screen and go ahead and tell a little story, because a lot of people are asking about that. So go ahead.
Oh, don't make me too big. I distract Grace.
Oh, you do? Oh, we can't have that. We can't have that. Not in this
working
channel.
Out. Can't have that. She's been too good to you.
We don't want the ladies screaming and running away.
And you guys were talking about the executive orders too. Did you want to discuss that in detail? I'd be happy to help on that. I'm pretty up to speed on that.
If you have some info for us, sure, absolutely, yeah, please.
I missed what you guys covered on that, but basically what it amounts to is there's two executive orders, and 13959 I think is the first one. I don't have it open on my screen now, but that was signed in by Donald Trump, and when it was executed, it basically hit in before the first run up in January 21. And what it did was it rendered useless the investment in Chinese companies that the U.S. government could affect on communist military investment. So there was a list of companies, and Evergrande's not list, but those are companies that a lot of the U.S. Tony smiling, so I think the Evergrande part, that's what you're. That's a different part of it.
I'm smiling at the comments.
Basically, there was a lot of investment from U.S. companies into those, and when rendered useless for collateral purposes, whether they were, yeah, go. Oh, okay, yeah, I did the comments the first hour. It was nuts. A lot of action going. Good. Anyway, so when that became signed into effect on January 2021, then they lost a lot of liquidity. These were companies that the hedge funds that are short AMC, GameStop, and other meme stocks were heavily invested in. So they immediately, all the money they put in 10, they already got it. They got it rendered 0 at that point, and so they had paid enough. Am I cutting off, guys, or can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out really hardcore. Yeah, your audio.
Are you talking about the military companies, Pantheon?
I believe so.
Is he talking about the Chinese military companies?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so couldn't they just sell them and put that money in something else? That's what I don't understand. I get it. There's an executive order saying you can't be invested in them, but so you just sell and move that money to something else. It's not like, I don't understand how your investment goes to 0. It's not like the company got decimated, unless I'm missing something.
The company didn't go bankrupt, so you still have money in your investment. You still have there's still collateral for your.
It's
your
an
investment.
executive order that you need to divest from this company. So you sell and move on to something else.
But you couldn't use them as collateral for meeting minimum margin requirements. That's the point.
Right. But you
still
could
have,
you
yes,
could
the
sell.
stocks are still worth something, but they're not worth something for meeting minimum margin requirements.
So why don't they just sell them? Why don't they just sell them and put it in cash and you got the same margin?
Right. Who's going to buy them?
He said, "Who's going to buy them?
Who's going to buy them?
Can't they just package them up and rate them AAA and stick them somewhere on the exchange, like they do with everything else?"
I'll let Pantheon keep talking, and then I'm also going to check with Marcel tomorrow because he and I are on good terms. I'll chat with him tomorrow.
So he wasn't saying that last year in June that Biden signed an executive order in 2020 or 2021 that is lasting till June of 2022, correct? That is not it? Yes, you're cutting out, Pantheon. Yeah, man, it's bad.
I'll be right back. I got to refill my drinky drink.
It's after 11 o'clock, and Boomer needs to take me for a walk.
After 11? Try after 12.
It's 10 after 11 here.
Oh, that's right. Forgot where you were. Yes, sir. Okay, so you're taking Boomer for a walk?
No, Boomer's taking me for a walk.
Taking you for a walk?
Yeah.
All right, just make sure you come
But
back.
it's always a pleasure to be here to talk with y'all and to share what we know and read the questions and answer them. I appreciate and love every one of y'all. We're going to hold strong. Just because we lose a few battles don't mean we lose the war. Something is going to pop. It's as simple as that. What will it be? We don't know. But something is going to pop. Just hang in there. That's my message to all y'all.
CFI,
and be
thank
blessed.
you. Thanks, buddy. Have a good night. I appreciate those guys all spending their time and coming on here. And I'm hoping Pantheon gets his audio fixed up. Pantheon, if you think you're ready, you want to check your audio. Let's see.
Try this again?
Yeah, try it again. Yep, please.
That sounds better?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the date on the executive order where that was supposed to come into effect wasn't the date that it actually happened. That happened, and they slammed it into effect that day. They didn't give anyone notice. It wasn't like when Trump signed the document, it identified particularly January 26 or whatever date it was, that was going to be the date. They slammed it into effect when they needed to do it, and that's what happened. So there wasn't a lot of notice for people to jump in and start selling their positions in these companies. So that's where they got caught, is the point.
An unknown catalyst?
That, well, I mean, executive order, put it that way. And then it got released back, and there was a second date which took place right before the June run up, in 2021. And now there's a third date attached to it, which comes out, I believe it's on June 2nd of 2022. So right now, there's a lot of people throwing out dates. I don't like to throw out dates, but the date range people are throwing out is when the Fed's expected to do their increase, either whether it's 0.25 or whether it's 0.5, to the June 2nd date of when this executive order would potentially kick back in. And it may happen even sooner. I'm not giving dates, guys. I am not giving dates. I'm just discussing the whole story. But then the point is, if China were to invade Taiwan, if that were to happen, then that date would move earlier, of course, because the U.S. doesn't want to have the ability for companies within the U.S. to be giving money to these Chinese companies. They want to have that investment stop. Anyhow, that's the point. That's the story. If you guys want to dig deep into the details, then yes, definitely get Marcel on board to explain the nitty-gritty of the 500 pages of the executive order. But that's what's going down. Yeah, it's big, man. It's big. Is the audio sounding better?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, I think I scared it with my Macho Man impression.
Yeah, I don't know what you just did, but the video is coming in really clear as far as the avatar, and I mean, it looks better than I've ever seen it. I'm amazed. So I don't know what you just did, but it's great. Let's see. Someone said Vlad is following AMC and GME. That wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. So, I just wanted to ask you about something. Oh, I know two things. So first of all, wouldn't the Fed usually take care of that? And in this situation, wouldn't that be something they're doing? And secondly, is it true that the Fed is pulling back more buying starting tomorrow or something? Like the Fed stopping their influx of money, they're taking it down a little bit.
Quantitative tightening from the only research I could find is scheduled for the end of this year. I couldn't find anything about tomorrow. That doesn't mean that it isn't tomorrow. I just couldn't find anything. Maybe I'm not looking in the right places. So you guys chip in and let us know if you've actually found a date or seen a date besides somebody saying it in their YouTube channel.
Someone says it's obvious that Citadel is and the Fed, whoever is also scared of Sale Griffin. Is he that powerful? Yeah, he wields some influence. Make no mistake, for sure. He's got high friends up in high places. He donates a lot of money to the Republican National Committee there. Yeah, he's got some friends, no doubt about it. George, how you doing, buddy? I hope your mom is doing well. Have you heard from her? Talk to her. Give us an update. Someone says, what's it going to take for this thing to squeeze? Galen, if we knew that, we wouldn't be on here right now talking about it. We just say, hey, this is what we need. Good night, everyone. And wait till that date comes. Until then, we're going to be on here talking about it, trying to figure it out. Bonnie's saying she wants to squeeze before summer vacation. Me too. He donates to both parties pretty much equally. Is that true? Yeah, he donates to the DNC too. What a nutbag. Can't even pick a side. Let's see. He has a blockchain and he buys worthless duplicate papers. I would have taken that Constitution thing. No problem. Give me that. I'll take it. Even though it's a copy. Let's see. What do we think about the Zella tender offer? What's that? What did Zella do? John Kazubal asks. No Republican Party. Yeah, I thought it was Republican Party. I was pretty sure that that's where he was donating to. Someone saying stop buying AMC and let it fall to $1, then everyone buys. I don't think that's a good idea. We don't want to give up the buy button ever again. Let's see. So someone was asking this last week. I think they were asking this to CSI. Who is running the algorithm that's keeping the price of AMC suppressed? Have he ever gone into that? Because this is his theory about this. So none of us, I don't think on here would be able to answer this. Definitely, we want to.
Every trading firm has their own algo. There's not one algo. That's what is.
But
kind
isn't
of humorous.
CSI's trying to say that Citadel's algo is suppressing the price of AMC right now? Isn't that his theory?
I mean, think of every high-speed trading firm. They all have their own quants and their own programmers that create their own algos to compete against the other company's algo and try and outsmart and outspeed each other. I don't know.
Did you see they were
mean,
trying to hop the broadband by getting closer to the exchange itself?
they're
you see that?
located in the same building.
Oh, they are. They are.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
The dark pools rent space to the high-speed trading firms to have their computer located right next to the dark pool computer. So there's literally no delay. But
so we're the only ones getting a delay,
yes,
basically.
yes. But I mean, that's a good question that doesn't get asked enough to all the people. And I'm not picking on CSI. I'm just saying in general to everybody who's ever tried to predict an algo, and that's going back long before CSI was doing it. How come they never talk about the dozens and dozens of companies that are running algos? It's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. It is. Let's see. He states it was Citadel, Robot, Godzilla to replace. He states it was Citadel and Robot Godzilla will be replacing it. Yeah, we'll see what's going to go on with that. We'll see. I mean, I'm interested in that. I think it's going to be good, but we're a little ways away from that. Mr. JGK says, how does AMC trade 30 million in volume and Cinemark? I'm sure Cinemark's float is tiny compared to AMC, no? Is it? I've never looked, to be honest with you.
I'll look it up real quick.
Okay. We're going to look up what the float is right now. JKG. Let's see. They need to Iron Mountain that building. That's going to be the new term now. IEX trading. Yep. Lou is getting scary. What is he still releasing videos? Pantheon, you've been out there in the world while we've been on this live stream. What's been going on out there?
Cinemark's float is 117 million, and their market cap is 1.93 billion.
There you go.
And the question was what? What was the question though?
He wanted to know why is it Cinemark is trading at 30 and AMC at 18 or 16. I would say that has to do with the number of shares that are available.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter the price, you guys. You got to look at market cap. Their market cap is 1.93 billion for Cinemark. Ours is 8 billion for AMC. So you cannot focus on price. This gets asked about once a month in my chat. What's going on with Cinemark? Why are they so high? We're at 4 times the market cap of Cinemark, even at a $16 price.
Yeah.
Price is irrelevant.
Small float.
Market cap, again, for those that are new, is the number of shares times the price.
David says, we're still good, still holding. Yep, we all are. That's why we're all here. Everybody here is holding on for dear life. We haven't gone anywhere, and it's been, I mean, I think my channel's like 4 weeks away from a year anniversary. That just flew by. Whew. I mean, we've been so busy. It just like, went. Can't believe it. Travis Joe, have a good night.
Cinemark, someone is asking, are they heavily shorted? They have more short interest than we do at 22.2%.
Well, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Holding till the damn wheels fall off, says MC Prosperity. Damn right, brother. I don't see China doing anything with Taiwan right now. So I did just see that needs to keep producing goods and yeah, man, that would be a very dangerous situation. I did just see though that the Chinese, I don't know if it was the war minister or someone came out and said that they want to send in international teams to check out these biolabs in Ukraine. I don't know if they're going to get a ceasefire to be able to go in and do that, or who's going to go in there without a ceasefire. That would be nuts, unless it's UN. But
what do you think about this whole controversy about getting these Polish MiGs into Ukraine? They're wanting to send them over to what is it, Ramstein
Air Force Base in Germany. Yeah. But U.S. turned down their offer, right?
Yeah.
U.S. said no.
Their offer. I don't know if it was an offer as much as a blackmail. All right, you want the planes? Deliver them from a NATO base. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Why do you think they don't? To me, it seemed like they don't want to get any other NATO countries involved. Why do you think they're doing it?
I think they don't want. They're on the border with Ukraine, and they don't want Russia coming after them next.
Yeah, that would put them in a bad spot, right? I know. And is Poland assuming if they do that, then we have their back no matter what happens? Like if they get invaded, we're going to put boots on the ground. They already lied about that. There are already boots on the ground. We've seen the pictures. Yeah, they already said that no American soldiers would be there on the ground, and sure enough, they're there. So
wait, we have boots on the ground where in Ukraine?
No. Sorry, Estonia. A couple of the Balkan countries heading up towards towards Scandinavia there. Estonia, Lithuania, the countries there that border right outside of Russia on the way down, coming from north to south. But yeah, they're training with the troops. I saw a video from an independent journalist who tags on YouTube, and he had some crazy footage. But yeah, there's American soldiers down there. They're all decked out, got their patches on. They're ready for war. So I right now they're just supposedly as advisors or whatever, like kind of like what they did in Afghanistan with the Northern Alliance. But I don't know. All it's going to take is a couple bad bad decisions made, and soldiers get killed, and then we're in this thing knee deep.
10 Win says, do we want a market crash to see hedge funds get margin called because they have lost capital in bonds in Russia? I want to hear Pantheon's take on that. I get asked that question every day, so hopefully by now people know my position on that. Pantheon's still around?
Yeah,
I see
he's
him.
here.
I see him there.
Yeah, he's here. His lips are moving. I don't know. No, he's not muted.
Pantheon. What do you think, Massalorian? Do we need a market crash to make the hedge funds cover?
I don't want to see the market crash in order for me to get paid. I don't. I think it'll be a long time before. I mean, what kind of crash are we talking? We talking what's the crash? Look at him. You see him? You can't speak, but you can flex, huh?
He said in the private chat that he's having some sound issues.
Okay, yeah, it's not on this end, bro. Definitely not. I can see your volume, and I have nothing coming in this side, green on the register. And your lips are moving, so it's got to be on your end, I think. Tony, what happens to the Chinese guy who took a short position on the nickel if he doesn't have the money to pay? No, I think they claimed that they do have the money to pay, right? They had they're going to be able to come up with, what was it, 8 billion? Is that the number?
That was what I heard that he was on the hook for. Yeah, I didn't read past that one splashy headline. I was like, nailed somebody, but yes, I'm assuming if he didn't have the money, he'd have to liquidate some shit to get the money. He's a billionaire. He can handle it.
It would be nice for us, though. I mean, we'd be able to get really dirt cheap prices on a lot of probably blue chip stocks if that happened. And all of a sudden we come flush with cash. I mean, you could set yourself up for a lifetime just by making a couple of quick moves. So we're all just wasting our time in holding on to this AMC. I don't think so, YG Bodybuilder. I don't think it's a waste of time.
I see improving fundamentals, more box office revenues, a long way to go. I don't buy stocks thinking that I'm going to double or 1,000% my money in a couple days. So if it takes a year or 2 years, I'm okay with that. If I could make 1,000% and it took 2 years, hey, we're golden.
Yep. But to be honest with you, I thought this was over in June.
I thought it would be over quicker, but if it
Mhm.
takes 2 years to make 1,000%, that will be one of the best trades in your life.
You'll never see it again ever in the history of the market. It will not happen again. Can I read MSW 1135 question? Pam asked. Yeah, sure, Pam. Let me just find it. If you guys see that, let me know. MS 1135.
Chris M4 didn't like that. Calling me or one of us a clown. This is a short squeeze play. It was originally, Chris, but it's not anymore.
Not anymore, bro.
Sorry to break it to you.
Sorry, that
to break
boat
it
hit.
to
That
you. A
ship
year
has
later,
sailed.
it's not a short squeeze play anymore.
That ship has sailed. Let's see. Yeah, Pam, just have them rewrite that comment and I'll read it. I don't see it, but yeah, absolutely, I'll read it, of course. Any thoughts on
Eric,
GME's earnings next week? GME has their earnings next week, right? Thursday, is it? Or Tuesday? Aftermarket?
Eric says, LOL, 2 years of holding, you could be a trillionaire on other plays, because we see that so often, right? We see so many trillionaires getting minted
Trillionaires in
on
the
short
market.
squeeze plays. Guys, be realistic. I don't know what kind of bullshit you're reading on Reddit, but trillionaires are not minted daily in short squeeze plays. Let's be real. This is the fact-based crew here.
Oh, okay. I see, Pam. I gotcha. Okay. Please put the at Massalorian. Gotcha. King Joey the Ape says I only need 5,000 a share. That sounds good to me. I'd walk with that. Lou's last 3 vids are really proving his insanity. I haven't seen them, Lorenda. I was at a speech earlier, and then I recorded a video and then came right onto the live stream. So I don't know what he's been. I caught one of his videos, but I know he has 10 up tonight. So I guess I'll be doing that before I go to bed. Saw it on the internet. It must be true. Absolutely. Let's see.
I was told that there was a short squeeze.
Somewhere in here.
I was told if I bought the stock there would be a short squeeze. There will be a short squeeze, guys, but not on a time frame that you have been promised in the last 8 months. Unfortunately, everybody's promises have been inaccurate. So just be patient. That's all I'm saying. Be patient. It'll happen.
We're trying to keep everyone in the game, right? We're just trying to. That's why we do these things. We want to keep everyone in the game and knowing that you got support and there's other people that are in this with you that are struggling. Maybe worse than you, maybe not as bad as you, but we're all struggling. Trust me. There's nobody right now who feels probably really comfortable on this chat or on this live stream. Pantheon, you back?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Look at that. I had to get the mouse and the wheel to start going again. Sorry about that.
So good. However, you got to generate electricity. You got to do it.
Yeah. So
we were asking you a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Fire away.
Tony, go ahead. Do you remember what the question was you were asking him? You said you wanted to know his opinion on?
Oh, I already forgot.
I think it was about Russian bond. Yeah, I'd rather just move on.
Oh, the question was, do we need a market crash to make the hedge funds have to cover? I haven't heard your thoughts on that. I talk about it every day.
Do we need a market crash to have the shorts close their positions? No, we don't need a market crash to do that. But if we had a market crash, it is one possible variable where the long positions that are used for equity on these minimum margin requirements would drop to the point where the hedge funds couldn't meet the minimum margin requirements and would therefore become margin called. They get margin called all the time, but they're able to meet the minimum margin requirements. A market crash would help that happen quicker for us. But we don't need that to happen to have our squeeze.
We also don't know which funds are biased long versus short, because they don't report their short positions to us.
Good point. Yep.
Which institutions, I mean. Do you agree or disagree?
I don't think that matters.
You don't think it matters? The only reason I mention that is if it's a short biased hedge fund and they have massive puts on the indexes and all their core holdings and massive shorts on all their core holdings. They don't give a shit if the market goes down.
The question answered here is yes, they have to close those positions. They have to settle those positions. They
If
can't
they get margin called
disappear.
and can't meet minimum margin requirements, yes. If they get margin called and can meet minimum margin requirements, then no, they don't have to close their positions. That's the short answer.
This market needs to crash, burn to the ground, reconstructed.
Feel free to disagree.
It's funny now that we're getting in situations where the market is precipitously dropping. Now we're hearing about this plunge protection team, which in all my decades of doing this, I never heard about that before.
Alpha Boston.
I mean, I'm sure it's a legit thing, but I've seen a lot of massive crashes in the market. Maybe the plunge protection team is something new in response to those, but if it's legit, it seems like every time we get down to about 415, 420 on the SPY, if we bounce, it's always the plunge protection team allegedly saving the market. I just find it interesting that's coming up. I haven't done any research into it. I've just watched the gentlemen's videos who are covering it. It's a fascinating topic.
Do you want to tell that story? I think you guys will appreciate this. This is something because there's been a lot of not complaining. There's been a lot of guys and girls in the chat tonight with some Adam Aaron hate. So let Pantheon tell you this story and it might change your mind about AA.
Am I coming
What's
through?
the story?
Okay?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So we're gonna by saying what some of these do. So we've got these holding companies, okay, and what they like to do is lend money to companies in trouble, which is called debt or bonds, and they like to get these guys to the point where they're in trouble of being delisted and having their company go into bankruptcy. So what some of these companies do, and one of them is called Apollo, and what Apollo did was they got a bunch of hedge funds to short Gillette Holdings down into bankruptcy. And what that does for the hedge funds is when they short a company into bankruptcy, they get to keep all of their ill-gotten gains with no capital gains tax because there's no value of a share to repurchase on your shorts. So even if you're working with a market maker and putting forward unlimited numbers of naked shorts, in theory, then you never have to buy those back if you can take a company down to zero. I think people who've been in this play for a year understand that because we've talked about that with the dangers of GME and AMC back when they started. So what happened was Apollo, who was created by a guy named Josh Harris and a guy named Leon Black. And you might know the name Leon Black. Leon Black is the guy who lent a whole bunch of money to Jeffrey Epstein and got him on his feet back in the day. And Leon Black is being investigated for connections to Epstein. So let's just put that aside. That's the kind of people we're talking about. So what's happened is as Gillette Holdings got taken into bankruptcy, one of their properties was Vail Resorts. And they took over Vail Resorts in 1996 as part of the Gillette bankruptcy. And when Apollo bought Vail Resorts, they put Adam Aaron in as their CEO. So Adam Aaron became CEO of Vail Resorts for Apollo. And he was there for 10 years, from 96 to 2006. Now, during that time, in 2003, Apollo actually bought AMC Theaters. We have a group called Marquee Holdings with Apollo and JP Morgan. Combined in 2004, 2003 they started it, 2004 they purchased AMC Theaters, AMC Entertainment. Now, the company who was running AMC had ran it. Heck, how does this make sense? How is it legal? Yeah, no, It doesn't make sense, Adrian Fernandez. That's what I'm getting at. So I'll stop looking at the chat. Okay. It doesn't make sense how they do it, but it's what they do, okay? So what happened here is that in 2000, followed by AMC taken public before that, took them out of, they bought all the shares and took them private, okay? Now in 2000, Adam Aaron put forward a bunch of, and this is going to have a happy ending, so bear with me, guys. He put a bunch of, he got the shareholders of Vail to agree on a whole bunch of stock options for the executives. And the reason for it was because executives to be able to purchase homes in Vail to be right there near the company. And what happened is, as soon as they approved it, Aaron then went ahead and exercised all the options, sold them, and then abruptly quit the company. So that doesn't sound very good, but bear with me, guys. Now, where did he go after he quit the company in 2006? He would go work for Apollo for the next 10 years. So Adam Aaron was hired by Apollo to be the CEO of Vail for 10 years, and then he quit Vail for Apollo for another 10 years. Now, during that time, in 2011, the Philadelphia 76ers were also purchased by Josh Harris. He's the primary owner of the Philadelphia 76ers. Josh Harris is the guy who started Apollo. And that's the same time when Adam Aaron got brought in as a 20% minority owner and the CEO for 2 years, from 2011 to 2013, as a Sixers CEO. What I'm doing is showing you guys there's this history of Apollo and Adam Aaron, and it's all going to tie together. It's a bit of a longer story, but just bear with me. No one's going to watch the video, so more people will see it here. So, and no, there's not been a video done on this yet. I don't know if I will or not. So what happened then is he went to go took over the role of 76ers CEO for 2 years. Then in 2012, JP Morgan sold AMC to Wanda. We all know about Wanda Group. Now at that time, the Chinese companies were being told by the Chinese government, invest in overseas companies. What happened? They started buying all these different companies all over the place, okay? Now, there was already a CEO named Gerardo Lopez. In 2015, Apollo forced AMC to change. It was a 90-day theatrical window. They changed it to say it was something that Gerardo Lopez. I've spent days, guys, so I'm giving you the whole info. Thank you. So Gerardo Lopez basically, now that's the CEO that they inherited, that Wanda inherited at that time. Okay? So now we jump to, that was in August 15. In January 4th of 2016, that's when Wanda hired at the recommendation of, so Wanda then hired Adam Aaron as CEO. So when you guys heard Adam Aaron always talking glowingly of Wanda, Wanda's the group that hired him and brought him in. And his background was in marketing and in aggressive expansion, okay? So when they brought him in, they told him, Lopez is out, and your mandate grow aggressively. And this is also going to tell you guys a bit more of a story, Mass. You haven't heard all of this. We didn't get into it on our phone call. But this also is going to help people understand why AMC is $5 billion in debt. People ask me, where did the debt come from? This is going to help you understand where it came from, okay? So up until the point that Adam Aaron was CEO, the company never really reached over $2 billion, which was a reasonable amount for that point in time, okay? After Adam Aaron came in, the debt crept from $2 billion up over $5.5 billion. But he was hired was to aggressively expand. So at this point, Wanda's wired to go out and invest in all of these international companies. So Wanda bought Dick Clark Productions, and they bought another thing like Dick Clark Productions. I can't remember what it is. I don't have the paper in front of me. But anyways, they purchased those things. And what that did was the amount of had to do at Wanda buying AMC, buying these other deals, was becoming too burdensome on them. So they instructed AMC, who had a clean balance sheet, to go and buy Pantheon and UCI in the UK and Europe, and to also purchase Carmike Cinemas. And Adam Aaron, on the first week of his job, January 2016, was on the phone with Odeon UCI to say, we're going to buy you guys out. Let's make this was the very first thing he was told to go do. Okay. And first thing he did is he struck a deal, Odeon and UCI in the UK and Europe, to buy them for $1.2 billion, 75% cash, 25% stock. Almost at the same time, and by the way, financed through Citigroup, through some loans and bonds. And you'll know Citigroup because they come up later. Citigroup's helping Adam Aaron liquidate his shares. Well, all these guys are connected together, okay? This has got a good ending, guys. Bear with me here, okay? Limited
I can
audio.
vouch for that. It does have a good ending.
Yeah. Someone's saying, I don't know. Whatever. If you don't like the story, then don't.
No, man, keep going.
Right,
the ending is the whole thing.
No, I meant in the comments. I keep looking at the comments. I got to stop that. People don't want to listen to it. Don't listen. Anyways, in 2016, at the same time, he made the deal for Odeon and UCI. Now, they'd already put an offer for to buy them in the U.S., but they made an offer of $1.1 billion. Once the $1.2 billion came through for Odeon and UCI, then Shareholder said, "Screw this. We want another $100 million." So the AMC adjusted that offer, and it came through $1.2 billion for Carmike as well. So that's a total of $2.4 billion in debt that AMC brought on to purchase a whole boat of theaters. Okay, so it's not like they raised their debt from $2 billion to $5 billion for no reason. They did this in an effort to spend aggressively, and it was a Wanda that charged them to go do this through the AMC banner because their debt to equity ratio was good to go lending. If Wanda hadn't bought anything else, Wanda would have just bought them themselves. Okay,
Right. Yep.
So now AMC owns all these theaters. And the deal was 49% cash, 20% stock, 31% debt, and again was financed through Citigroup and a mix. So now AMC rose their $1 billion by the end of 2016 for the very first time, and that point $827 billion. Now in 2017, the Chinese government pivoted and said, "We want you guys to bring your money home. All Chinese companies, divest of your interest, overseas companies, bring your money back to China." So in 2017, Wanda, who went over all of these pushings to buy all these different things, this was going to come. So they said, "You betcha." And that's when they started saying, "AMC buy out." Now at this point, coming to 2018, Silver Lake Financing then made a deal for $600 million in convertible bonds in AMC. Now this is a part that we don't necessarily love, but the Silver Lake included that their manager Whitlinger have to get a spot on the AMC board of directors. So Massalorian, you want to borrow money from me? I say sure. I will lend you the money. When store, if you don't like it, then don't listen. Mass, if you want to borrow money from me, I say sure. I want a spot on your board of directors in your company. Right? I mean, that's a terrible deal. And Lee Whittinger, he's still on board of directors of AMC today. Nevertheless, Silver Lake made a deal. He's still there now. Yep. So $600 million, 70% of that went to 24 million shares from Wanda, because Wanda said, "Buy us out." So he didn't have the money to buy them out. They were leveraged to the hilts already. This deal with Silver Lake gave them the money to help buy some of the shares from Wanda, and 27% of that $600 million fund a special dividend to Class A and B shareholders. They borrowed $600 million and put 27% of that to issue as a dividend to all the Class A and B shareholders. Why would you do that? That makes no freaking sense. 3% for ongoing business expense. Now, at this point, the end of 2018, their debt has now increased $7 billion. All right, we'll jump to 2020. March 18th, unknown origins hits, and 15 million shares to banks to raise capital. Later in the year, in August, AMC starts reopening theaters. AMC comes up and says, "We're in trouble. We got to raise $700 million, find people to help us get this money." This is the point Josh Harris of Apollo came to Adam Aaron and said, "Is the audio coming out? Can you guys still hear me?"
It sounds pretty good to me. I see it in the chat, but it sounds pretty good to me, honestly.
98% good.
Yeah, 98%.
Right,
Yeah, I'd
well,
say that. Yep.
Maybe I'll make a video on this. So what happened then was that Apollo, Josh Harrison, went to Adam Aaron and said, "We will lend you the money. We will lend you 108 million against the. So if you fail to repay them, we will take all of the assets from you, which you paid a hell of a lot more than $408 million for." And that's Adam Aaron's. Now, what you have to understand about bondholders is that when a company goes bankrupt, bondholders get first dibs on the assets, and the shareholders get what's left. To the next point, the last person to lend money on bonds is the people. The last person to give money in the bonds is also the first of the bondholders to get their first dibs on it. So that's where Apollo loves having they have a business strategy where they come in and they like to last person in right before a company, they get first dibs of the prime assets of all the bondholders. Wait, you got a guy, Adam Aaron, who's got a standing 20+ year relationship with Josh Harris and Apollo. And Apollo's coming to him saying, "We'll give you the $408 million you need. And by the way, this whole thing's like, so we're just going to get everything. We're going to scoop it up. We want the Odeon assets. Just do it, man. I've been employing you for the last 20+ years." At that point, Adam Aaron said no. So for anyone that says Adam Aaron's a terrible CEO and Adam Aaron's looking to kill the company, people say that. People do say that. This is a great example of how that is. In fact, he to Mudrick. You guys will remember Mudrick. Bond, which was convertible to 20. Mass?
Go ahead. You were breaking up, but now I can hear you. Yep, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay. So now they borrowed $100 million from Mudrick, and that got them closer to the money they thought in 2020 before the apes arrived to keep them afloat, right? Because their doors shut down basically overnight. So by the end of 2020, $0.7 billion. So you can see there's about $1 billion of debt that came up because of COVID. The rise from 2 to 7 was because of the purchasing of Carmike and the other theaters that they purchased. Now, up until then, they were doing some refurbishment, renovation deals, but they stopped doing that. In fact, one of the other things Adam Aaron did was cut the workforce by $30 million and change the operating hours. I mean, Adam Aaron is a CEO who's makes deals, and fixes the books. This is what he does. He's a deal maker. That's why they brought him in. So then in 21, from December 14th to January 29th, AMC raised $0.8 billion in jet financing. And as we know, on the 27th, that's when we popped to the get over the $20 range. And right after that started on January 27th. On January 28th, the gamma squeeze triggered Silver Lake's convertible bonds into AMC shares. So when it got those 22 million shares, people got all upset last spring and said, "Why is Adam Aaron giving away?" That's because it was a deal that was made in 2018 previously that wasn't going to be executed until 2020, but it triggered because of the gamma squeeze in 2021. So he had no choice but to issue those shares, but it removed the debt off the books, right? So that's all their shares. They did that because they had it all exercised. And in February, fitted their Class B shares into Class A shares. So AMC managed to get financing to purchase as much of the Wanda shares, and then Wanda converted from Class B shares that were non-voting shares, basically. They were sort of preferred shares. Voting shares, there were 2 for 1 voting, I'm sorry, but they weren't preferred. But to Class A, you can't Class Bs, you can sell to Class A's. Then from May 13 to 18, Wanda sold off all their shares except for 10,000 left. I think is all they have left. And then on June 1st, Mudrick sold all their shares. So, what people are asking me, how did Adam Aaron and AMC get all this debt? That's how they got the debt, through all these acquisitions and these dealings, which triggered through the gamma squeeze in January 2021 to convert shares, but that gets debt off the book. But the biggest thing was, in 2020, he could have very easily just said to his audience, yes, let's do it. This makes my life easy. What do I? But he didn't. And he stayed in the trenches and he dug into the company, right? Then the apes came along and we made his life a whole hell of a lot easier. But, for anyone that says Adam Aaron is not looking for the best interests of AMC, that would be an untrue statement. He's not the CEO of the squeeze, though. Anyways, there's a lot of heavy stuff.
Don't worry about it. It's just the audio, brother. It's not the story. It's not the content. It's just the audio is even choppy for me now. It was getting at the end. So let me just say what? Good.
Someone else made a video almost word for word exactly like that. I think it was Bigum's, either a video or a very, very long Twitter post. But I think all that information sounds very factual compared to what I've heard of that story before.
Yeah,
including the part of
Bigum said something about a month ago that talked about this, but it wasn't anywhere in this level of detail. But yeah, no, he's talked about Apollo. Yep.
The main part was AMC was on the brink of bankruptcy, and Adam Aaron didn't go through with it. He found a way out of it. So that should be the end of the story as far as Adam Aaron being compromised.
Agreed. And I've been guilty of that. I've said many times I didn't approve of what he did with Mudrick, but now that when Pantheon told me that story, I was like, okay, well, what's the worst of two evils? I guess I would have taken those shares then if I had to, because we wouldn't be where we are.
All that being said, I'm still allowing for the percentage chance that he is compromised. Like, I don't trust anybody in this play, but I at my core belief is he wants to end his career being successful.
Yeah. Yep. And I think we all agree on that. He wants to hand this thing over and be done with it. And
how'd you like your legacy to be? You bankrupted one of the biggest theater companies in the world.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, he came on with a mission. He said that in his interview with Melissa Lee. He was pretty clear on that he was a man on a mission, and he's done a good job as a CEO, man. There's a lot I can complain about, but when it boils down to it, that story by Pantheon, that changed my mind about a lot of things, and I think he's doing well keeping up with the Joneses. And if he comes out with this crypto coin, then all bets are off. Let's see. What happens when enough people get bored with this play and patience runs out? It's a good question, Julie. I don't know. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping we make it long enough. I hope it squeezes before he retires. Me too. Me too. Let's see. What time is it? All right, guys. It's 1 a.m. We've been on for 4 hours. So I think, I'm going to get to bed soon. Yeah, it's getting kind of late over here. Maggie, I know no theaters in Maine. Come down to New Hampshire. I'll take you to a movie. Yeah. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna end the live stream now. It's 1 a.m. Pantheon, you want to say anything before we go? If we can hear you.
No, I've never seen the comments this negative towards anything I've said before. So I'll just say thanks, everybody. Stay classy.
It's the audio, bro. It's not you. You want to say anything?
Me?
Tony? Yeah.
No, I'll see you guys in the morning when the market opens.
Guys.
Unless I'm up till 4 a.m. on Discord, I'm going to try and go to sleep in the next 2 hours and be up for market open.
Guys, have a good night. Thanks for coming by and joining us. I hope you guys have a lovely evening, and we will talk tomorrow. Adios.
Pantheon, I liked your story. If he still can hear us.
I still like it.